DNA Strand crew to the newest episode of Stardom Situm Saturday. More importantly, round one of playoffs, Stardom Situm Saturday for fantasy football. The moment we all waited for. I can't believe it. We're here. It's playoff time for fantasy football in general. A lot of good stuff to talk about. You know, if you listen to the show and you would have listened to Bob, Kyle Pitts always performs against Tampa Bay. He does not like Kyle Pitts, but he said it. And if you guys would have listened, you could have took that little tidbit and had that in your back pocket. But I'm your host, TJ Blake. You can follow me over on Twitter at FFTJBlakeDNA. It is always for Stardom Situm Saturday. I'm joined by my co-host, the Dynasty DNA propaganda minister, the one, the only, Teixeira Justin Tessier. You can follow him over on Twitter at Teixeira91. Stardom Situm Saturday for the playoffs. A lot of good stuff to talk about today. I can't wait to help as many people as we can. You ready to talk start sits for week 15?
I'm ready to go. I'm all heated up. This is going to be a great weekend of football, and this is where the rubber meets the road, as they say. This is where all of our hard work during the season culminates. All of this one moment, and all it is about. And for those of you, half of you that have been eliminated already due to Kyle Pitts, my condolences. And for the other half of you who had the luxury or the stones to play him this week, congratulations.
Yeah, and I went up against him because Slim has him.
Oh, I know.
Unbelievable. He squeaked into that last seed, and of course I was the third seed, and I had to play him first. That's kind of the way it always works. But we got a great episode talking all things Stardom Situm for the playoffs round one. The chat is open, guys. The toe captain says, "Where's Big Culture?"
Where is he?
And you know what? He is buying. I'll tell you what it is. He's buying. Him and his wife are out buying appliances. You remember that? That was in the Dynasty DNA chat.
Yeah.
Don't want to get too much. The little Christmas present, I guess. There in Big Cultureville with Big Culture Bob buying some appliances. It has the questions, to fire in the chat, and we'll answer them right away. But before we answer some that will be coming into share list, now let's talk about some players that we like coming into these games. And my boys, Four Corners, what's up, Mike? How are you? Glad to have you with us. And we want to talk quarterbacks here to share while we wait some questions coming in. Quarterbacks start for week 15, round one of the playoffs. Who do you like this week and why? Let's talk about it.
All right. I don't know how long you want me to go on about this, but I could go all night about this player if I got the chance to. I'm licking my chops. This matchup circled on the calendar all year long. This is what it's all come down to. This big game for my team going up against their former captain. I got Matt Stafford as my Detroit Lions playing at home. He's red hot right now, tossing touchdowns, keeping the interceptions to a minimum. And he knows this team. He knows it very well. And here's one key factor that I have for Matt Stafford. I got him with a ceiling of 27 points this week and a floor of 20. And I can see him in that culmination of points hitting the 300 burger of yards against these Lions and multiple touchdowns. And here's why. The Lions are burned and buried in the secondary. Terrion Arnold, out. Kirby Joseph, out. Brian Branch, out. That leaves bare bones back there. Practice squad guys or guys that little reps and little season bend but don't break. But I think that Stafford is the type of team that he's going to give him the old Bane treat him over his knee and just back. And I think that and if the Lions can't put up 30 points on this team, they're not going to be able to keep up with Stafford in this passing attack. I'm very confident if you have to choose him over some quarterbacks like a Lamar Jackson or one of your other struggling stars at the quarterback position, I confidently recommend and advise you put him in your lineups, and he could get you to the next round of your fantasy playoffs.
And let me just say this, Matt Stafford has been super consistent all year. And, Devontae Adams, though, is questionable. That's something to watch, right? But I agree with you, Teixeira. Like the Lions, and I appreciate you and your objectivity here because I know you're a Lions fan, a Lions guy, saying, look, this could be a great time for Stafford going up against his secondary. And look, we know the Lions have been susceptible to big pass plays all year. Like we've seen it. Like that has been an Achilles heel to them is in the secondary. Now all these guys out. You know how big of a Brian Branch guy I am. I love that guy, and I guess loss is your gain. But man, without him, that's going to be tough. And the other guys you mentioned. So yeah, Matt Stafford, great option this week. All I say is maybe just check on Devontae Adams if he's available or not. That could help or hurt him just either way. But I still think Stafford could be a solid play no matter what. He is. Like, I mean, as far as like trusting somebody, like I just feel so good having him as someone I could rely on in that situation in a big game for me. I love me some Matthew Stafford. So I'd like to call out Teixeira. We have Mike asking Olave or Rico. So here you go, Teixeira. Chris Olave, or like I like to say, Chris Olive, or Rico Dwaddle this week. Who are you going to play in that instance? Your Mike.
Like starting in two ways. I like the upside and the ceiling play of a Chris Olave against that defense. I think Tyler Shuck has played himself into a respectable way, and Olave is getting the target volume. The touchdowns will come. Hopefully this game is more of a shootout than a snooze fest. And if you're looking for the upside play, you're down by a couple points in your matchup, or it's close, I like leaning on him. But if you have a comfortable lead, you projected you had, let's say, the Kyle Pitts starting your lineup in the week or at the beginning of the week, or you already had Baker Mayfield or Kirk Cousins go or whatever, you got a good 20-point lead up on the matchup. I don't in there in that spot. I'm just giving you that floor play, that volume and opportunities, because I think the it's going to be in here with this Panthers rushing attack. I know they stretched it out with Rico in the beginning, and then they got Hubbard involved, and I think it's going to come right back to the middle. And we should see, I believe, would start see a little bit more Rico Dwaddle this game. And for that, if I had to pick, and it was PPR, full PPR, then I go Olave as well. Half PPR standard, I lean Rico.
Right, and I think I agree with you. Full PPR for sure. I'm going to go Olave. And he absolutely torched the Carolina Panthers the last time they played him. Now, you got to remember, that was pre-Tyler Shuck, I believe. I think that was still with Spencer Rattler. But, I mean, he was wide receiver 6 in Week 10 against Carolina. Was able to cook up some good things against that defense. And, like, my thing is, like, we've seen a little bit of a Chuba Hubbard resurgence. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, for sure that that's going to continue or that's going to be something that we're going to, really cut into our Rico Dwaddle shares. But I mean, at the same token, it could be something that, might be a factor. And I don't feel real great about it after last week. I mean, I'm a little uneasy, and no problem, Mike. I think Olave is the way to go. I think that's a safe play. I think that's the play I'm going to make, especially in a full PPR situation. I agree with Teixeira. But let's more coming in. Oh, he says, I had Ibuka and Bijan already playing, but we got CMC, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, Mike. We'll hear about this in the chat. We're going to be talking about our games tomorrow, how things are going, and Slim. I mean, usually I'm someone that don't go down or go quietly into the night. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah, he pre-lap on you earlier this week. And talk.
Every time he does that, it backfires. You wait and see. I got a good team. You know how it is. I'm like the Undertaker. I'm like the Undertaker. I always sit right back up. But all right, here we go. Let's go to more quarterback talk here. Quarterback that I'm going to start here in Week 15, a Reliant type game, and I am going to go back to this guy. It's been tough, but Teixeira, you said at the beginning about starting studs in games like this. I have to agree. Give me Lamar Jackson this week, going up against Cincinnati Bengals. I know it was rough the last time they played them, but man, oh man, he looked decent in the second half against the Steelers. Looked like he was starting to come on again. I see Cincinnati's a team that's a little discouraged, I think, after what happened. Burrow kind of popped that balloon too with some of these retirement rumors and things like that going around. So I just think Lamar is a guy that, look, I mean, if you have him, it's hard to keep him out of your lineup. This matchup's very good. He played a lot better in the second half against the Steelers. The Ravens have a lot to play for. They have a lot on the line. The Bengals are a very bad defense. I got to turn back to him here. Now, like in your instance, when you said Matt Stafford, like, okay, I don't mind putting in Matthew Stafford in a situation like that, right? Like, I don't mind that. But if I do not have a guy that I could trust as like a rock type player, Matt Stafford, and I have Lamar Jackson, I'm putting Lamar Jackson back in my lineup, and I'm going to roll with him, and I'm going to see what happens this week, right? I have no problems doing that. I just want everyone to know out there I feel better, more confidence in this player this week. I'm going to put him right around 24 points. I think he can get there, rushing, throwing. I think he's getting a little bit healthier, and I think too knocking some of the rust off, just getting his feet back under him. This Baltimore offense kind of picked it up in the second half. All right, so here we go. We have Mark in here asking, Chris Rodriguez or Kyle Monangai, half PPR. Y'all are amazing with the Kyle Pitts prediction. No, thank you, Mark. We appreciate that. I give a ton of credit for Bob on that. Bob is the one that always said, like, he does not like Tampa Bay. He will always start him. That's what Bob always says. So if he does
playing Tampa Bay.
Right. He goes through the whole spiel, right? I love that with Bob. But yes, we appreciate that. But Chris Rodriguez or Kyle Monangai here to Shara, half PPR. Now, I know that Chris Rodriguez is questionable. Not saying he isn't going to play, but he is on the injury.
It's a groin. It popped up late in practice this week.
Yep. So what's your thoughts on this, Teixeira?
Regardless of Chris Rodriguez was healthy or not, I just like that was a little hard for me to say there. I like the Bears rushing offense as it appears right now and how well they're doing. And I think the split load between Swift and Monangai is working perfectly in their favor. And the weather is on their side this weekend. It's going to be negative 20 degrees with wind chill at kickoff. It's going to be blustery with up to 14-mile-per-hour winds. How are these young quarterbacks and Shedeur Sanders and Caleb Williams going to do with those conditions and this type of game with these defenses? Like, Cleveland Browns are no slouch. They got ran over on, yes, by the Titans last week and Tony Pollard, but I think they should keep it a little bit more in check. And if Ben Johnson is more cerebral in his approach, he'll do a little bit more of an equal balance of this split carry to keep those guys fresh and warm in the game. And even with that split, where I'm going with this is a full workload with Chris Rodriguez does not scare me or make me come off of putting up an even 60-40 split with Kyle Monangai and Swift, because the touchdown upside with Monangai is through the roof. You see him getting the short yardage and goal-to-goal situations. He's their first and second down thumper right now. And I just like the trajectory of that rushing attack with the Bears versus the anemic sort of offensive scheme going on with Washington right now, having Mariota come in. Ertz is down for the year. And it's I don't think the game script will lend to more of a rushing Washington Commanders. I think the higher upside play here is Monangai, and that's where I lean.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I'm with you, Teixeira. And like I see Washington as a team that's kind of really in the dumpster right now across the board, right? Like, I think they're a team, and you've seen teams like this, and I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but like a team that's ready for the season to be over, right? Like, I think they're kind of there.
For sure.
I mean, they want to get it over with, and the Bears have a lot to play for. And you look at Kyle Monangai, right? I mean, you look through the last like 5 weeks, he's been double-digit points every time, but except for one.
Makes me all giddy.
Yeah, and that was your call, and that was something that we should have really took more insight into when you said, go get this guy. And look, I mean, he is a solid flex option, solid running back 2 option. I think it's almost 10 points money in the bank, and if I can get that with a ceiling, I'll play Monangai as well. Hopefully that works out for Mark.
Thank you for the question, Mark.
It goes extremely well. Absolutely. But okay, Teixeira, let's talk some running backs here. Running back start that you have for us for week 15. Who are you pulling out of your hat this week?
This week, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to go Derrick Henry against these Cincinnati Bengals. It's that time of the year again. I know we talked about it on the Whistle to Whistle and all these other shows throughout the year relentlessly. This is the time of the year where the snowman comes out, where the king comes off his throne, and he takes over games. I'm not saying he's going to hit a 30 burger this week, but I'm just saying all that doubt, all that hesitation, valid, but you can put that out the door this week. They're playing the Bengals, one of the bottom cellar dwellers in the rush defense category in the NFL right now. And if Lamar struggles a little bit, or on the upside, let's prop up Lamar. Things are going well with the rushing attack, taking the pressure off him, and they lean early on in this game to keep the ball out of Burrow and the Bengals' hands with that rushing attack. I can see early on maybe Derrick Henry having a 60 yards and a touchdown right away in the first half, and then he ices away the game towards the end of it. And I can see him potentially having a multi-touchdown game, 2+ touchdowns, and he hits the century mark. I got him a ceiling of 18 points and a floor of 12. And it's mostly the reason why the floor is 12 is if he just gets the couple rushes, touchdowns in the end zone with like about 40 yards. And with the 18 ceiling is if he takes one of those touchdowns to the house for like a 40, 60 yard scamper. So I think if you're hesitant on like whether or not to put Derrick Henry in that running back one spot this week, I think the matchup against the Bengals is too juicy up. And even with the Lamar Jackson start of the week, I think these Ravens should be coming to task and putting away these Bengals so they can take the AFC North.
Okay, so the King, Derrick Henry, somewhere Ty's smiling. Hopefully it goes well for the King. It's been a real rocky season for him, considering Derrick Henry's standards. But we have AJ asking, is Michael Wilson still a start at flex? Olave, Devontae Smith, Gentry, McBride, greater than Warren this week, despite matchup. Jenny, anyone else at wide receiver over Wilson? So, okay, let's just start at the beginning here. Is Michael Wilson still a start in your eyes this week, Teixeira? Considering, look, he's got Devonta Smith and Chris Olave. Would you be willing to take him out of that wide receiver slot for any of them two guys? Let's start there.
Just for Olave, that'd be the only one, because the matchup with Olave playing these Panthers, he had a big game with them last time. And I think that the ceiling is I think the ceiling and expectation is capped for Michael Wilson this week playing against that Texans secondary. Expect wide receiver 2 to 3 numbers this week. Still well above a flex spot, but those wide receiver 1 numbers you've been seeing these last few weeks with Michael Wilson, I think it's a come back down to earth moment. It might be a little bit more tempered to about the 10 to 16 points where Olave could get you the 12 to 20, possibly 22 or higher. So I would temper my expectations with Wilson. He's still a start, yes, but I will not start him over Olave due to the matchup scenario.
Yeah, and it's kind of tough, right? Because the Cardinals are a 1 o'clock game. So, like, if you're chasing points, maybe that could be something that you could consider. But you're right. I mean, like, my thing is Michael Wilson. I'm really happy with what I've seen. And this guy here is a guy that, I've liked for a long time as a lower tier type player. He could play. Now Jacoby Brissett and him have this thing going on. But this is a very, very tough matchup. And if you're just asking as far as like odds, like what's real, like, I mean, it's tough for me to see him do this week after week. I mean, if we're just looking at it rationally, right? So, like, I agree with you on the Olave thing. I think he would be the guy who would play over him if I made that choice. But let's go to the flex now. So he's needing a flex. So if we say Olave at wide receiver, Michael Wilson's in play for the flex, but he has Wilson, Ashton Genty, Devin Singletary, Trey McBride. So what's your thoughts there? I mean, McBride or Michael Wilson? I mean, who would be that guy for you in a flex opportunity to share? Because, I mean, I'm looking at them Cardinals. I think it's almost got to be one of them, but this is a tough matchup against Houston, right?
For me, for the flex, I would go with McBride over Wilson because I think that the stingy defense of the Texans secondary are not going to allow, and they haven't allowed big plays over the top coming out of them on defense. I think this is going to be short, low ADOT, intermediate routes, and close to the line of scrimmage stuff, and that's where Trey McBride's going to cook. Brissett's going to have to get that ball out early. That front four of the Houston Texans is nasty, and if the pass rush isn't holding up, the pass protection's breaking down, it's not going to lend to the type of style of game Michael Wilson's been thriving off of lately with Jacoby Brissett and these long bombs, these deep plays. And I think that McBride provides you the safer floor and a solid, like, perform. Like, I think you can get the 10-12 more likely out of McBride than you will if you start Wilson.
Yeah, so like if it's us, AJ, we're going to probably at wide receiver. We're going to play McBride in the flex. And I know it's tough, but you are really playing with fire with Mikey Wilson. It could just end your season, right? As to where I think both them players could do enough to be able to hold you in there, and I wouldn't mind playing either one of them. But let's go ahead real quick here to share it. And he also asked, and we got them coming in here, AJ's last one, running back 2, Judkins or Jenny? Anyone else at wide receiver or Wilson? We answered that. We said Olave. So running back 2, Judkins or Jenny, very quick, and we'll go to the next question.
Sticking with my guy, QRB1 for you, going with Judkins over Genty. I think that you got a pissed off Eagles team playing these Raiders. They're going to stack the box. They know how to beat these Raiders. Don't let Genty get loose and out. And the recipe for Brown's success is to get Judkins going early and often, keep the Bears offense off the field, control the tempo in the game and the pace with the run game. And the more reps that you give Judkins, the more likelihood he can take one of those to the house. And I like his odds to get into the end zone than I do with Ashton Genty this week against those Eagles.
I agree with you, Teixeira. And, too, we got to remember Kenny Pickett for the Raiders. Right? Like, I don't – I don't like that. So, so for AJ, we are going to go Chris Olave. We are going to go Trey McBride in the flex, and we are going to go Quinshawn Judkins at running back.
That's
Hopefully
pretty solid. I think
AJ.
that whole group of 3 guys can get you a ceiling of 30 points combined and maybe like a floor of 20.
Right, absolutely. It's a good group of players, no doubt about it. So we have Dr. O asking.
Thank you, Dr. We love you.
Dr. O. We appreciate it. Yeah, we really do appreciate that. Non-PPR, I have CD, so Dak or Purdy, one wide receiver.
Okay.
So then he's going to start one wide receiver, and we got to remember it's non-PPR. Olave, Tet, or Waddle. So let's just go ahead and we'll start with the question. He's got CD Lamb. Are you going to go with Dak or are you going to go with Brock Purdy in that scenario? Non-PPR, Teixeira. Go ahead.
I love to do my stack of Dak and CD. I love the upside there, but that Vikings defense in the secondary is particularly very good at keeping opposing quarterbacks from their ceiling games. Like, they have solid floors, but they bend and don't break. So Purdy's playing against the Tennessee Titans at home. You got CMC, you got George Kittle, Juwan Jennings is there, Pearsall should be back. I think a full complimentary coming off the bye. It's weird for me to say, but I'm leaning Brock Purdy here over Dak Prescott at home against the Vikings on Sunday night. I think that even if McCaffrey is hampered a little bit by this injury, Brock Purdy should be able to do well enough to give you that floor of 20 points you need, and like a ceiling of 24, where with Dak, you probably have a floor of like 16, but that ceiling of 24. It just depends on how you want to play it. I think Brock Purdy is going to be the safer play, but Dak Prescott is the higher ceiling if you want to risk it in your matchup and try to play over that edge with CD being in the lineup.
Yeah, I'm with you, oddly enough. I mean, like, I'm like you. I like to play those stacks, but again, this is the way I look at it too, Dr. O, right? Purdy's a 425 game. As Teixeira mentioned, Dak Prescott's the late game. If you're down a bunch of points after 1 o'clock, I would probably go ahead and take that chance with Dak, as Teixeira said, and try to match that up with CD. But if I'm doing well, I'm going to take Purdy against Tennessee because we've seen what Shedeur Sanders did to that defense, right? So, I mean, that was huge. And I think that's the route I go. I just feel better about it. I got really good, solid ground, I think, with Purdy there against that defense. Then the last one he has is one wide receiver. Crucial. This is non-PPR. Olave, Tet, or Waddle. Who are you going to plug into that one wide receiver spot?
All right, Dr. O, I'll break this down for you. Being that it's non-PPR, I factor in who of these 3 in their cornerback to DB matchups has the highest proficiency and likelihood of getting in the end zone. Jalen Waddle versus Pittsburgh Steelers, Olave versus the Panthers, or Ted McMillan against the Saints. And I think for how well he's been playing recently, coming off the bye, I'm going with King Ted. I think he's the alpha wide receiver out of these 3 in this group this week to play. And I think that his likelihood of getting in the end zone is greater than 70%, where I have Olave and Waddle at about 50%. It's a 50-50 shot. You're hoping for a deep ball play or some sort of broken play that they can bust one, where I feel even if they get in close, or Tet breaks one, I think he just has the highest odds and has the highest probability for you to give you the ceiling points in a non-PPR league.
Okay, so you're going to go with Tet?
Yes.
I think I'm with you because you're right. Like, we're playing for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He's been Olave, I think, would be a very close second. I agree with you, Teixeira, because I think he could still maybe
I would play Olave if it was half PPR to full.
Yeah, okay. So if it's half PPR, yeah, that would make sense. I'm with you, or full. But if we're playing for a touchdown non-PPR, we're going to go with Tet. And no, thank you. We appreciate you subscribing, Dr. O. Thank you. We'd love to have you. And anything you ever need, any questions, we'd love to talk to you about it. And this is what's great about this community. We've got a lot of great people here, and we're thankful to have you being a part of it. Thank you. And we have fighting here asking our friend.
Our favorites.
Yeah, we've been with us a long while. I hate to send my roster here, but I want to double check.
You're good, buddy.
Yeah, anytime. I should go with. Also, I'd like to know if I should get a different defense, but I don't think I have any expendable players. Thanks. Okay,
let's find out.
Let's just check his lineup. So he's got Burrow at quarterback. He's got CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Quinshon Judkins, Travion Henderson, Woody Marks, Monty, Brian Robinson Jr., Emmanuel Wilson, Puka Nakua, Tet McMillan, T. Higgins, Michael Wilson, Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren, Bates, Patriots, 2-2-2, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex. So, okay, so we need 2 running backs. Let's just start right there, Teixeira. Who's the 2 running backs you're going to play for fighting?
I'm going to play CMC and Henderson this week out of those group of running backs.
Okay, CMC and Henderson. That's who you're going to go with. All right. I'm taking a chance there. You don't like Jonathan Taylor this week, huh?
I think Jonathan Taylor's a safer floor play. I think he can get you the 12 to 20 points, but I think that Henderson can bust one. I think he can get you the 20-plus point game. Might take my chances on Henderson. I'm fearful that the Colts are going to run into this buzzsaw of people just stacking the box on Jonathan Taylor, and it's going to be a tough sledding day where he's going to have to really grind. If he doesn't get 25-plus carries, I don't know if he can hit that 20 points in his matchup.
Okay, I'm with you. I think I agree with you, Teixeira, because, look, it's not even just that Jonathan Taylor now is Phillip Rivers, who's like 48 years old. I mean, they're going up against Seattle as well. So, that's almost like a double death nail. So, yes, Yep. CMC and Henderson. I'm with you. I think that's a good call. Let's talk 2 wide receivers. We've got Puka, Tet, T. Higgins, who is out, I know, Michael Wilson. So we've got to play 2 wide receivers. Who are you going to go
Puka
with there?
And give me King Tet. I'll start those 2. I like them over Wilson.
That's exactly where I'm going to go. Got to play my best guys, Puka and Tet at wide receiver. We need a tight end, Brock Bowers or Tyler Warren.
I notified this. If you guys checked into the Whistle, go find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, where you can find your podcasts. I talked about how these Colts, you want to fade for these playoffs now that the quarterback situation's in flux, multiple defensive injuries, and they're going up against the Seattle deep. This is the toughest matchup for fantasy assets of with these Colts going up against. Like, these Seahawks do not play around, and I'm fading all of them. I like to play Warren over Bowers in like a neutral scenario, but the defense is too great to overcome, and the quarterback situation is too scary for me that I'd rather take my chances Geno Smith throwing to Bowers than Rivers throwing to Warren.
No.
Oh, that's right.
Geno Smith. It's Kenny Pickett.
Gosh, I'm not giving Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett to Brock Bowers.
I feel better about that because really, who else does Vegas have? I can see Philly just beat the brakes off the Raiders, and there could be a lot of garbage time there. I just think that Indy, Seattle could be a sloppy type game. I think I'm going to go with Bowers there. So we also have 2 flex. Let's go for 2 flex for fighting. So we got 2 people to go in the flex. I know that Michael Wilson's going to be one that I'm going to play. I'll play that upside in the flex. He's one I'm going to go with. And as far as the other one goes, I think that I'm going to go with Quinshon Judkins. I don't know how you feel about that, But that's who I'm going to go for.
That's who I was thinking. When in doubt, I go with my boy Judkins.
Okay. And he also asked, I'm thinking about another defense, but I don't think I have any expendable players. Looking at it there, Teixeira, I mean, I don't think I would drop anybody for, a defense. I don't know how you feel, but I think I would just roll with the Patriots. They've been solid all year. Just give me a solid, respectable defense.
Fair and valid. I would like to see his options available on the wire for defenses first. But if I had to make a decision of a player that I'd want to pursue one of those defenses for, it would be Jake Bates, just because of this, or John Bates, because of this Washington situation. They seem checked out, and I think he's probably the most expendable guy on this roster if you were to make a move.
Agreed. And if there is a great option out there fighting, just let us know. We could talk about it here, no problem. But that's who we go with. Final for fighting, let me just say it right now. We got Burrow, we got CMC, we got Travion Henderson, we got Puka, we got Tet, we got Brock Bowers. And in the flexes, we got Michael Wilson, and we got Quinshon Judkins. And we will play the Patriots defense unless someone might be better. Thanks for the new subscribers too, guys. Everyone that's been subscribing, thank you. We appreciate that. Country Boy Jazz, friend of ours, 12-man PPR. Who should I start? 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Okay, so 1 quarterback, Purdy or Mahomes. I'm going to start Purdy, Teixeira. I don't know how you feel. I got to play him against Tennessee. I can't believe I'm saying that over Patrick Mahomes, but these are crazy times.
Crazy times come for desperate measures, but I'm with you. Give me Brock Purdy over Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, so we're going to go with Purdy for Country Boy Jazz. And then for running back, we got 2, CMC, Jones, Walker, Rodriguez. CMC is definitely going to be in my lineup as one. No doubt about it. And honestly, I think I'm going to go with the veteran Aaron Jones going up against that Dallas Cowboys rushing defense. You see the jersey back there behind Teixeira. He's a big Aaron Jones guy. So I think you agree with me.
Yes, sir. Put in my champion, Aaron Jones. Ride him off to the sunset.
Okay, so we also need 2 wide receivers. We got Olave, Diggs, Jennings, Terry, and Godwin. Olave's 1 for sure.
Godwin already played.
I don't know who you feel about the second guy. Yeah, Godwin already played. So I don't know how you feel about the second guy. Who do you like there?
If I have to choose between Diggs, Jennings, and Terry, give me the revenge game narrative with Stephon Diggs against these Buffalo Bills. I'm going to do Olave and Diggs as those 2 wide receivers for Country Boy.
Oh, so you don't believe in Marcus Mariota with Scary Terry McGiants? I think I'm going to go with. No. I think I'm going to go Scary Terry.
What?
I mean, I'm not a big Washington guy.
I'm afraid of Scary Terry this week.
I think he's a necessity. I think he's a necessary evil. So we were a little bit different there. So tight end, we have Strange and Waller. We'll go there next. Who are you going to go with, Strange or Waller, Teixeira?
I'm oddly enough going to go with Darren Waller.
I think I'm going to go with Darren Waller too. One thing I can tell you for sure is 9 times out of 10, tight ends kill the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can tell you that. I know a lot about it. I mean, it's no, it happened every time, but Brenton Strange, it almost seems like that, the Jacoby Myers move really cut into him. So that's why I'm where I'm at. So we also need 1 flex. So there's 1 more player on the board. I will go ahead and give you Diggs. That's the one I will pick.
And I will give you Terry.
So I will throw him in my. So there you go. We're on board. But we need a defense. We need a defense to finish it. The Rams or the 49ers. The Rams going up against your Lions. And we got the 49ers against the Titans. This ain't even really, I think, a question for me. Give me the 49ers going up against the Tennessee Titans. A matchup that is for our friend Country Boy.
So, Christmas came early to the Niners.
Yes, it did. So we'll just go through it. We're got you a starting lineup, Country Boy. We're going to go with Brady. We're going to go with Aaron Jones. We are going to go with Chris Olave. We're going to go with Scary Terry McLaurin. In the flex, we will play Stephon Diggs. At the tight end, Darren Waller. And we were going to go with the 49ers defense. I hope that helps you, my friend. Good luck tomorrow. Absolutely. So we have Mr. Rising Spirits. I love these names.
Love them.
I love it. We got Mahomes or Jackson Dart. Mahomes or Jackson Dart this week, full PPR. This is another one to share. Do you dare play Jackson Dart over Patrick Mahomes in a full PPR scenario for our friend Mr. Rising
Mr.
Spirits?
Rising Spirits, you have my full blessing. I'm going with Jackson Dart this week in full PPR over Patrick Mahomes because if J.J. McCarthy can do that to the Commanders, I'm thinking that Jackson Dart fully capable of doing the same thing. Listen here, Mahomes, these wide receivers are dropping the ball. Kelsey's dropping the ball all over the place. They can't get a run game going. I alluded to this earlier in the year. This is one of the cautionary tales for Patrick Mahomes as he gets this late in the season with this sort of situation that they're desperate in, is that the jitters could get to him. It's the yips or whatever, and it's not clicking on offense in the passing game. He's having to do everything. He's having to be the leading rusher. He's having to he's trying to keep this whole thing afloat like Atlas holding up the world, and it's starting to break down for you. I think if you're looking for a floor play, though, it is Patrick Mahomes. He could get you that 12 to 18 points, but I think Dart in this matchup, he can get close to that 30 burger. I think he's got the potential for a 24 to 28 point game with his rushing upside and the lack of weapons around him and having to be utilized more as well. So I like to take the shot with Dart.
I know it was ugly last week, but I got to go with Patrick Mahomes. I got to go with Patrick Mahomes, and I don't blame you for pivoting to Jackson Dart there, Teixeira. But, I mean, we go back to the time they played the Chargers. It was week 1. Now, that felt like an eternity ago, but it was quarterback 6 overall. And, I mean, it hasn't been good from an NFL perspective, but Patrick Mahomes, quarterback 2 overall. Now, I know it was a rough one last week, but Houston, you can put an asterisk beside Houston. I mean, they've been doing that to a lot of people. So, that is a very close one. And I think I agree with Teixeira in the standpoint of,
yes,
if you're chasing points, you want to try something crazy, I don't mind going for Dart, right? But if I'm feeling good where I'm at, I'm going to go with the guy I trust the most, Patrick Mahomes, right? So that's a good way to look at it, Mr. Rising Spirits. Hope that helps you. Pareko asking, Amari and Hampton or Devin Neal? Okay, a couple rookie running backs here from our friend Pareko.
I'm going to channel my inner Shanuti here for a second. And I'm going to give you Devin Neal over Marion Hampton this week. I think that the Chiefs' run defense is very respectable. They're still a top 5 rush defense in the NFL. They are holding teams in check. They kept Woody Marks outside of that, goal-to-go, flat pass into the end zone. They kept him relatively in check, and Nick Chubb. And they've been doing it all year long. Very low ceiling games for these running backs against the Chiefs. So I'm very worried about that. And Chargers still have these O-line problems. We talked about it on the other shows here, that it's hurting their offense, and it's making them very one-dimensional in the sense that their runs are very predictable and their passing is very erratic. So in a matchup that I think is going to be more low-scoring and closer to the vest, I think that Hampton is the riskier option, and the Saints and the Panthers I'm predicting and I feel is going to be more of hitting the over, and not necessarily a shootout, but I think it could get close to or hit the over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. We've seen the Chiefs just absolutely kill, some of these opposing running backs, and we talked about that, right? I mean, as far as this AFC West goes, it's a tough pill to swallow, but I'm like you, go Devin Neal against this Carolina Panthers, defenses. There's such a good ceiling with him, too, as a fantasy player. Pareko, as far as pass catching, running, he's kind of got a little bit of it all. So I'm going to agree with you, Teixeira. Give me Devin Neal. So AJ's chiming back in. I got McBride at tight end 1. Sorry, I missed who you would put at my flex. Also, Mahomes or Herbert, PPR. Appreciate you guys. No, appreciate you, AJ. Thank you for tuning in. Let's just go back real quick. He's got McBride at tight end 1. Okay. So in his flex, we have the option of Michael Wilson. We have the option of Devonta Smith or Ashton Jenney or Jaylen Warren. If I'm down to them options, I will. I mean, it's tough, right? Because
I think we went Wilson.
I believe we did. I think we went Wilson, but you think about it, right? He already has McBride there in the tight end 1.
Yeah.
You double dip on Cardinals.
Yeah.
Right? That's another thing to look at. I think you just got to be a little bit careful. Mm-hmm. You don't think so?
I think you have to be careful double dipping on Cardinals. Like, that. Now, yeah.
I mean, I mean, my only other, do you dare try Devonta Smith in a great matchup? I mean, against the Raiders. I mean, it's the ultimate boom bust play, but it's kind of so is Michael Wilson. You get a little bit different. You get a little bit different there as far as like not having two Cardinals.
I don't know.
That's another thing, right? I mean,
with how bad Hurts was too, like I think I might risk it with the volume that Wilson's going to get with Noah Harrison Jr. in the lineup, and it's just. I'll tell you this: if you do McBride and Wilson, expect a ceiling of the combo of those guys to get you 16 to 18 points, and then expect a floor of probably 10 to 12 because you're cannibalizing your lineup. But at the same time, you can get close to a goose with Devonta, or you can get 14 points. So the floor is safer with those Cardinals because just the high passing volume. They're going to have to throw the ball a lot. They don't have a running game presence, so that's the way to look at it there. If you have to start both of those guys,
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna differ. I think I'm gonna risk Devonta Smith,
and I don't blame you for it. Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like I want to get a little bit different. It's a good matchup. I think the Eagles are just going to absolutely steamroll.
They're going to be pissed.
Vegas, right? I mean, and he's he's going to be due for a big game. So Teixeira's going to go with Michael Wilson for your flex, AJ. I think I'll risk it and go Devonta Smith and see what happens, right? I mean, them guys both. I mean, that's the thing about a flex. It can be so hit or miss. Again, appreciate the new subscriber, guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate having you. Okay, so he also asked Mahomes or Herbert. So we just talked about this. We got this Chiefs Charger matchup to share. I think that I'm going to go with Mahomes. Right, I think I'm going to go with Mahomes. I don't think that you're any difference in opinion.
I'm going with Mahomes too. I'm leery about this Herbert. I mean, you alluded to it. I give you all the credit in the world, but you guys, we got to look at this Los Angeles Chargers team going into 2026. The big F word might be frauds.
Yeah, I think so. And it's just too inconsistent, right? It's too inconsistent. So I'm with you, Teixeira. Let's go Patrick Mahomes. No, thank you, AJ. Hope that helped you, my friend. So just to reiterate, I say for your flex, Devonta Smith. Teixeira says he'll go with Michael Wilson. As far as the quarterback question goes, we'll go Mahomes over Herbert. Hope that helps. Hope you get a W. So Big Culture Bob is here, and he says, looking at the professional score on screen, dope. Oh, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, and two, I hope the new appliances are dope for you, my friend. I hope they look great and they're working good. So Dr. O asks, or thank you for the deep dive analysis. Appreciate you, Dr. O. Appreciate you. So we have Sergio asking, start 2, Singletary, Pollard, Strange, Gesicki, Burden, or Judy, PPR format. So we're really going to need to try to do our best we can here for Sergio. This is a very tough situation to be in. And believe me, I have some teams that are like this where you're trying to hope on a couple guys. So you have to start 2 in a full PPR format there to share. A Singletary, Pollard, Strange, Gesicki, Burden, Judy. Who do you like and why? Who are you starting out of them in a full PPR?
With it starting that as PPR, I lean immediately out of these options the wide receivers over the running back. So that gives Pollard and Singletary a little bit of a handicap. And the reason why I lean away from those guys, I like the idea of starting 2 tight ends here, but I'm leery interested in maybe going for a higher upside play and a safer floor play. And with that, I'm going to go with Luther Burden as the floor play, because if Odunze is out again, which I didn't read the ticker here on the bottom if he is or isn't. The last time I checked, he was out.
No, he's not. He's trending towards playing is what.
Okay, well that scratches Burden off because he was mostly he had the opportunity of necessity. They needed him with Odunze out. I think that he's going to come back more to the averages and it be a higher risk floor for playing him. So I'm going to go with. I'm going to play Brenton Strange in the matchup against who are they playing again? Yeah.
Who, Jacksonville? Jacksonville's playing Jets.
Oh, okay. I'll play Strange against the Jets because we all know that defense is in the dumpster, and I will go with give me the I'm feeling Judy this week. I feel like he could find his way in the end zone somehow, some way over Gesicki. I think with T. Higgins out, I think Joe Burrow he's going to feed Jamar Chase because Jamar Chase is a sleeping giant. He's been awfully quiet these last couple weeks, and I think that he's due for a bigger game.
So I'm going to agree on Jerry Jeudy. That's one for sure I'm going to play in the PPR, and he's got some kind of a little rapport built with Shedeur Sanders. We've seen it, kind of a necessity play, right? But I'm going to go with Tony Pollard for my second one. I know it's a full PPR format, but the matchup's decent against the 49ers. Yeah. I think there'll be some garbage time opportunity there. So I think I'm going to go with Pollard and Jeudy. Teixeira's going to go with Jeudy and Strange for Sergio, but Strange probably would have been my third choice. It was kind of.
I'm with you with Pollard if it was half or standard, but the full PPR, I just think I like the receiving option better.
Oh, I agree. I think that sometimes when the options are like what they are, like sometimes you can get sucked, right? So I'm just going to try to go with the player I feel better about. But Jeudy, Pollard, Jeudy, Strange for Sergio, a couple of good options, no doubt, as far as where we're going to go. We have Bob asking Judkins or Monungai. So there you go. Children. This one might rip your
my children.
Judkins or Monungai.
But you know which one I'm not going to go away from. I'm going Kyle Monungai against the Browns.
Oh, my goodness. Going away from Q against the Bears. He's going to pick a Bear.
I think it's
unbelievable.
Again, it pains me. Better offense. I think they're going to be in the better script to run the ball a lot more and run often and early. And I think that he has the potential of the ceiling where Judkins could provide the potential for the floor game. In my matchups, I'm going to aim for the ceiling. So I like Monungai. I can't come off of him.
So let me say this for Bob. Q is the RB for you this week, Bob. Go with Quinshon Judkins. I do a lot of work, but I do like Kyle Monungai as well. I think there's a world where they both could get 12 points, right? I think that is definitely in the realm of possibilities. So a little split there. We got Dr. O asking last question. No problem, Dr. O. Anything you have, we'll answer. Glad to have you with us. I need a defense. I have the Cowboys and Saints on waivers. We have Dolphins, Panthers, Steelers. Thank you again. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, Dr. Owen. No problem. So, needing a defense, he has the Cowboys and Saints, and on the waivers, they are the Dolphins. Sheriff, you're going to go for a defense for Dr. O. What are you cooking up there? Who do you like, and would you go for one of them ones on waivers, or would you stick with what he has?
I would stick with what you have, Dr. O, and I would play the Dallas Cowboys defense at home Sunday night against these Vikings. If there's one thing that's been proven consistently year-round when J.J. McCarthy's played, more often than not, he is due for a turnover or two in a game. He's very susceptible for that. So I like the idea that the Dallas Cowboys can provide 1+ turnovers, and that could be the turning point in your matchup of maybe they take one of those to the house, or maybe they stack sacks because that pass protection for the Vikings is still mid to average and is susceptible. And I think what backs against the wall, Cowboys need to just keep pace with these Eagles and potentially take the division. I think that's going to step up their game and make them play to the next level where these other teams like the Saints and the Dolphins and the Steelers, I think that their floor is more riskier, but they can provide you probably like 4 to 6 points. Panthers probably 8 to 10. Saints probably 8 to 10, but Cowboys is probably your 12 to 16 point big play ceiling defense to play.
Yeah, I agree with you. I got to go with the Cowboys as well, because like the Saints and the Panthers, that could be such it's a Jekyll and Hyde game. It's a high risk, high reward type of game. Like it could be low scoring and it could work out for you, but I think it could be high scoring as well. Steelers, no TJ Watt. Dolphins, I think we could do enough against them. I don't see them making a bunch of big plays either. So yeah, give me the Cowboys against JJ, right? They could totally shut them down, even as bad as they are. And you're right to share, they could get some turnovers. So for Dr. O, no problem. Thank you. Glad that we could help, my friend. And hopefully you get that W and go into the next round. That's what we're all shooting for. We have Bob asking pick 2. And, you know, I won't spend a lot of time as far as my explanation for Bob on this. I'm definitely playing Brock Purdy as one. So I'm going to go with Brock Purdy as one going up against this Tennessee Titans team, no doubt about it. And I'm probably going to go with probably have to go with him, Sam Darnold going up against Indy, right? I mean, like, I think Indy's not going to possess the ball much, and I think this could be huge for Sam Darnold. So give me Purdy and Darnold, Bob. Do you agree, Teixeira?
Bob, give me Purdy and Darnold too.
All right, there you go, Bob. And that's a good Merry Christmas. And you could throw them in your dryer and you're ready to cook up a W this week. So we have fighting at saying 49ers,
Okay,
Lions, Bears, Panthers, Browns, Vikes, and Redskins. I can't drop Bates. He's my kicker.
Oh,
So okay, Teixeira, we'll continue. Well, I'll let you go back and look at this for fighting.
yeah. So he has the
you go
Patriots
ahead,
defense.
and I'm going to let you.
So I think.
Yeah, he has the.
So fighting. This is how I'll break it down to you. I'll start the Patriots over the Lions defense. I'll start the Patriots over the Bears defense. Patriots over the Panthers. Patriots over Browns. Patriots over Saints. Patriots over Redskins and Vikes. Niners.
That's the one, right? That's the big one. Like, do you trust them that much in that great of a matchup?
I
don't
do you
really go
think
that route.
So I think I hold the Patriots.
I think I go the 49ers.
Oh, man.
I think I go.
You think so?
Go the 49ers.
Talk me into it. TJ, I'm right on the ledge
I
there. I'm right on the cliff. Like, I want to because I like the Tennessee matchup, but like you alluded to, the Patriots are playing really good right now.
They're playing really good. I mean, and I don't think I could drop them. So, like, that's the thing. Like, I think I'll hold them, but, like, if I could find some other way, I wouldn't mind playing the 49ers over the Patriots this week. But it's just a week-to-week thing. So, give me the solid defense throughout. I think I got to stick with New England, too. Buffalo has not been lighting up the scoreboard. They have so many problems. So, I have no fear there. So, yeah,
the game is in New England, by the way.
Patriots 4-5. Right, that's another thing. Home game. So we have Kells asking here, Travion Henderson, Tracy Jr. Sorry, my bad. I get so used to names and then I kind of get blessed. Yeah. Right. And Dwaddle, Jordan Mason, pick one. So we got to pick one. I'm going to go with Travion.
Give me Hendo.
Out of that group. I don't know how you feel, Share. Is that where you're going?
Yep. Give me Henderson.
Okay, Kells, we're going to go Travion. I think that them other ones have solid chances, but I really like Travion this week. I really do. Jordan Mason is tough to say with, Aaron Jones and the Vikings offense so horribly sporadic at times. I think I got to go with Travion. Big play opportunities in that game. We have Kells asking, likely Waller or Jake Ferguson. Okay, so it's a tight end strictly question there, Teixeira. You had to start one of them tight ends. Who are you going to start?
I like the best player out of the three. I like Jake Ferguson.
Over Darren Waller as well. I think I have to agree with you. Darren Waller's got a good, can't take Jake Ferguson out.
I just don't think he has the volume that Ferguson has shown us this year.
Right. I mean, and it's almost like a guaranteed, usually around 12 points. I mean, likely he's got the best matchup of them all. But if the NFL rips him off again and doesn't give him the touchdown, you could really be in trouble. I mean, that one was a touchdown, I have to say. But
my opinion's removed from that Calvin Johnson rule. I don't know what it catches.
Jesse James with the Steelers. You go on and on. But we have Jackson Dart or Jared Goff, the last one for Kells here. Teixeira, trust him enough, or you're going to go with Jackson Dart?
I'm going to go with Jackson Dart. I think that you get the floor game with Goff, the 12 to 20 points, but I think if you need high upside, I think Dart can get you with his legs on top of his passing with Wan'Dale Robinson and Theo Johnson. I think that Goff is going up against a very, very umbrella-like secondary, similar to the Texans. Not as good, but they play well enough. They're good tacklers that yards after the catch is going to be hard to come by for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams and Tesla. It's going to be a lot of bending, not breaking. And I think that the Lions are going to try to control this game through the running game, which is going to lower the opportunities. I could see Dart throwing the ball 30 to 35 times, or Goff I can see probably going 25 to 30.
I agree. I got to go Jackson Dart. As tough as this, because I'm a Jared Goff guy. I like Jared Goff, but this is going to be a tough draw for him this week. I'm going to go Dart in a great matchup for Kels. Hopefully that helps Kels. And no, thank you, Mr. Rising Spirits. We're glad to have you. And again, thank you to all the new subscribers, all the current subscribers. You guys make the channel what it is. We're thankful and so glad to have you. Full PPR. We got J Pool asking round 1 playoffs. Pick one for my flex. Tyler Warren, Sutton, or Brees. Also pick one for my wife's flex. Oh man, we're getting big trouble if we mess this one up. Big trouble. And then Michael Wilson, Stephon Diggs, or DK Metcalf. So we'll start with your flex, J Pool. We got to pick one. Tyler Warren, Cortland Sutton, or Brees Hall. Teixeira, give me one.
I'm going to go with Cortland Sutton at home against the Packers in this one.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, your Warren would be the easy answer, right? Like, I mean, just you would think that this would be money in the bank. But Phillip Rivers, 44 years old. I just don't know what to expect. I don't think I could put all my chips there. It seems like, and Brees Hall, what are they down to? A third-string quarterback with the Jets now, I believe?
Brady Cook.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like you just go bad to worse. It's almost like in this scenario, I got to go with Cortland Sutton. And I will say this. He's turning into the Cortland Sutton we all love and know as of late. He's starting to get it going.
Hoping for a touchdown between these three.
Give me Cortland. Yeah, absolutely. And I think I'd put my bets on Cortland Sutton as well. I'm with you guys, with you, Teixeira. Cortland Sutton for you, J Pool. Now for your wife's flex, Michael Wilson, Stephon Diggs, or DK Metcalf. Now this is where it gets tough, right? Because we talked about Michael Wilson, but they're going up against the Houston Texans. My worry is, if the Kansas City Chiefs couldn't do much against this team, how much do we really believe that much in Jacoby Brissett in this? And, like, do they get blown out enough to where there's enough time? We got Stephon Diggs. We got DK Metcalf. What's your thoughts, Teixeira? Who won? Go ahead and tell me for J Pool's wife's team.
Oh, God, I have to go first.
That's right. That's why it's great being the host, because you go.
All right, I'll try to take the pressure off. I'm going to stick in the flames of my narrative of Diggs in the revenge game in Buffalo. I know it wasn't so good the first time around, but I think that Drake May this is going to be the MVP game for these two quarterbacks. Whoever wins this comes out of it is going to be the front runner for the MVP this year. And I think Drake May is going to use all of his weapons. I know he's got the rapport with Henry, but I just like the upside with Diggs a little bit more. I'm very concerned with Will. I love his production, but I'm giving the Texans the full respect that they are due with that defense in the secondary and how they're operating there. That Wilson is going to be very capped. And then for DK, it's an enigma. I don't know which Rodgers is going to show up. I don't know which Steeler team is going to be there. Are they going to run the ball out against these Dolphins? Are they going to try to throw it? And I don't want to see you not come back because your wife kills you. So I think the safest answer is Diggs.
Yeah, and I have to agree. And, you know, one thing that we do on this show is history does tend to repeat itself, right? The last time Stephon Diggs played the Buffalo Bills. Now, you can't always take it to the bank, but wide receiver 4 in week 5, right? So, I mean, like, and he is a guy that has a chip on his shoulder. I think he always wants to prove something. And I think that I will go that direction. Like Michael Wilson, if it was anyone but the Texans, I would pick Michael Wilson, right? But I just not like this with the Texans. DK Metcalf, I'm like you. Is it going to be the run game? We don't get a lot of scoring opportunities. So it's just like, I mean, you could maybe get that 10 to 12 points and maybe be okay with that, but you're still not a guarantee most times. So give me Stephon Diggs for your wife's flex as well, J Pool. If we get in trouble, you can blame. If we just say, hey,
take it on us. Take it out on us.
No, say Teixeira. Say Teixeira picked it. That's what you got to say.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like
just say, yeah, Teixeira picked it. Now
I wish you both win. I wish you both win.
Absolutely. So we have Ellis Thaddeus Vaughs. I love it, man. I love the name. So we got Judkins, Rodriguez, Dwaddle, Tet, pick running back and flex full PPR. So we'll start right there. So we need a running backs and a flex. We got Quinshawn, we got Chris Rodriguez, we got Rico Dwaddle, and we got Tet. What are we going to do for a flex and a running back, Teixeira?
Of those ones, I'm going to go with the running back of Judkins, and I'm going to do the flex of Tet.
Yeah, I'm definitely flexing Tet. My only thing is, do we double down on Panthers like we talked about with Cardinals? That makes it tough. And I think that if I have Tet, I do got to get a little bit different. So I'll agree. Give me Judkins. And we just don't know. I mean, we did see a little bit more Chuba. Maybe that continues. Maybe it doesn't. So I'll just play it safe. Give me Judkins and give me Tet as well in the flex there for Ellis. Then we also have Dak or May. It's a 4-point passing touchdown. So that's very good context, and I appreciate you sharing that with us, Ellis. So if it's a 4-point passing touchdown to share, does that make a difference? Because we know Drake May's more mobile than what Dak is. So does that make a difference?
It does. It does enough for me. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna lean with May here.
I think I got to too, and we talked about it. Minnesota's secondary, you know, that's kind of their strength. I think if Dallas is going to have success, I think they're going to have to do it the dirty, gritty way. This could be a low-scoring game too. Like it really could.
Yeah, I think May could potentially get in the end zone with his legs, where like you said, Dak isn't as mobile. So like in a 4-point TD game or format, you want to take advantage of that mobility of your quarterback.
Absolutely. And again, guys, thank you for the new subscribers. We appreciate that. Them numbers go up. We thank you and all of our current listeners. We love helping you guys. We love talking about this stuff. We wait all year for it. But here we go. We have Tracy, Walker, Warren, Harvey, Wilson, Tet, Jefferson, Jennings, Pearsall. So we got to pick 2 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. It's a half PPR now. So let's just start with the running backs. Let's get them out of the way right now, Teixeira. You got to pick 2. Who are the 2 you're picking out of that group?
Give me Walker and give me Harvey.
You're going to go with...
Is that the buzzer?
I couldn't hit the buzzer, man. I can't believe Kenneth Walker the turd. I can't believe that, Teixeira. Oh, my goodness. So give me Tyrone Tracy.
That's what I was banking against. But, like, the reason why I didn't go Tracy is because I think Dart is going to have such a good game that I don't know what Tracy's ceiling is.
Right, absolutely. So I could see where you're coming from, but I think I'm going to go Tracy and I'm going to go Harvey, right? Them are the 2 running backs that I will go with. So give me them 2 for the running back position. And then we got to go with 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Now we got to remember it's half PPR. So to share when you're taking into account wide receivers, that does matter. So it's going to be Tet, Jefferson, Jennings, Pearsall. Who's the 1 wide receiver you're going with?
I want my point back. I'm going with King Tet. I think he can get it done.
Yep. Okay. So to share, I will give you the point back. See, it's just like an episode of Whistle to Whistle. I will go with Tet McMillan as well. Give me Tet. I think that's where I got to go on a half PPR. We're really looking for touchdowns. He's the guy that can provide it. Then we need 1 flex to share. Now there is 1 more spot you could have there in the flex for a half PPR. Who are you going to take in the remaining
I'll take the
players?
chance on Tracy. You talked me into it. I think his pass catching ability could be there, and I think coming back healthy with the full bye, maybe he's taking over the backfield from Devin Singletary in the running back room. I'm just worried if they get in close, they lean Singletary at the goal line because that's what we've seen so far.
Okay, so this one is very, very interesting. I mean, you could go a variety of routes. It's half PPR. That being said, run in mind. I mean, look, I will say this. I mean, if Wilson play, that could be something to look at, right? I mean, that's a big if. Now, we got to watch that.
I do have a development on that being close to the situation as him. The Packers elevated Pierre Strong Jr. from the practice squad to the active squad earlier this afternoon. So that is tending to me. Oh, I also heard that Jacobs had a setback in practice today. That's what led to the elevation of Pierre Strong from the practice to the active squad. So it's sounding more and more not good. But again, I think it's a 325 start. I think this is going to be one of those, they're going to play it like they did the last time he was on the injury report, right up to game time.
Yeah, so it's something to watch. Half PPR, man, oh man. I mean, I think that if it's me, I think I'm going to take a chance at a good matchup. I think I'm going to go Juwan Jennings.
I don't
right?
hate
I mean,
it.
like he's been a guy. He's been a guy. I mean, he's been a guy that's been doing it. I know it's half PPR, but I think I would take that chance in a good matchup. We don't know what Pearsall's snap share is going to be. We don't know exactly how healthy McCaffrey's going to be. I hope a lot healthy. I mean, I'm someone that I'm going to be playing quite a bit, but I think that's where I'm going to go. So for me, it's going to be Tracy, it's going to be Harvey, and it's going to be Tet, and it's going to be Jennings. For Teixeira, it's going to be Walker, it's going to be Harvey, it's going to be Tet, and it's going to be Tracy. Yep. Right? Yep. That's where you're going? Okay. Hope that helps, Ellis. Really hope that helps. Good luck.
Get
that W. We have Pedro asking, start Flowers or Jacobs at the flex. Well, here you go, Pedro, because that's the thing, right? I mean, we got to really watch what's going on with Josh Jacobs. Now, Teixeira, you just talked. I believe it's at 1 o'clock, I believe. Let me look. Yeah, 1 o'clock. Got to make that decision kind of now or later. But so Teixeira, where are you at? I mean, you've been talking about this with Josh Jacobs. You're a little bit worried as far as the injury goes. Do you wait or do you just go with Zay Flowers and just try to hope that, you get some solid points there?
I think you just go with Zay Flowers and hope you get solid points, because if the Packers are playing any better of a matchup against running backs, I would lean Jacobs and risk it. But that Denver defense, they're playing at home. They're doing really good against running backs this year. They're one of the top ones to have. And I think even a 75, 85% Jacobs is going to have a hindrance to his performance. I think I take the shot on Flowers. As much as I hate it, I wish he was healthier, and I would have gave me a little bit more peace of mind if I didn't have that piece of news that they activated a running back off the practice squad and the setback in practice. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. And let me just say this. I called Zay Flowers last week. I had a feeling, right? Like I just don't have as good a feeling in this game as I did in the last. But let me just say this, though. I mean, you almost got to. I mean, you almost got to go with Zay Flowers because everything Teixeira said, like, this is obviously pretty serious with Josh Jacobs. The fact that they got to call up Pierre Strong, they got to have somebody there. And the matchup is very, very tough. I mean, Flowers is coming off his best game of the season. Maybe he can do it again, but you go back to the way they played Cincinnati the week before the Steelers. He had 0.6 fantasy.
Oh, shit.
I mean, just absolutely terrible. I mean, that's the only thing that worries me. But could it be that bad again? Look, I talked about Raiders. Like, sometimes that's an anomaly. Like, it ain't going to happen twice. But, I mean, I don't have a great warm, fuzzy feeling about it. But I think I do have to. Even if Josh Jacobs, how effective is he going to be? It's in a tough matchup. You're really, really stretching a lot there. I'm with you. Go ahead and give me Zay Flowers, and I will grit my teeth, and I'll be like the guy on Austin Powers where it's like,
you say it.
We'll get through this. Come on. I'm with you. Let's go Zay Flowers. It ain't easy, but I'm with you. So hopefully that helps, Pedro, and good luck. I hope Zay goes off for you again. So we have Let's Get It saying, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Let's get it. Glad to have you with us.
Hell yeah.
Need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a defense. Kyle, Woody Marks, Henderson, Jacoby Slayton, Judy, Broncos, Bears. So let's just go ahead and start the running backs here for Let's Get It. Let's get it for Let's Get It. 2 running backs.
Yeah, let's get it.
Teixeira, let's go ahead and give me 2 running backs.
Give me Kyron Williams as 1 and Travion Henderson as 2.
I'm with you. Let's lock that, right? I think that they're both kind of getting a little like spooked off of like the Blake Corum thing. Like, ooh, is he going to take like Blake Corum's
not me.
He's a good, solid player, though. I mean, he is, but like he's not going to do enough to slow Williams down as far as like the pass catching, the little dump offs, and he's still going to be able to pound it inside the red zone there. Give me Kyron Williams. I'm not scared off. Same thing with Travion Henderson. I can't go with Woody Marks over any of them 2 guys. It's just been terrible for Woody as of late. But let's go to 2 receivers here to share Jacoby holders. Brian Thomas Jr., one of my jacket holders, Darius Slayton, Jerry Jeudy. You got to pick 2 wideouts. Who are you going to go with here?
I'm going to go Jacoby Myers is my first one, and Jerry Jeudy is my second one.
Yep, same. I'm going the same. And, it kills me because I love Brian Thomas.
I know.
My only thing is Trevor Lawrence is not the quarterback for him. I've said it and you knew I said this when Jacoby Myers went there. I'm like, this is going to be really good because he's a chain mover. He's a guy that Trevor Lawrence loves, like Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. We've seen it. So, yeah, Jacoby Myers, Jerry Jeudy, we're going to go with. I'm in agreement there with you. And then we need a defense. The Denver Broncos or Chicago Bears, Teixeira.
I'm going to if Jacobs doesn't play, I lean Denver Broncos even more. Right. And I think I'm going to lean the Bears as of right now, the way it sits. But I would keep an eye. I'll keep an eye on it because I think, the Bears game's on at 1 too. I think the Bears is the safer decision because I don't think I can wait till 3:25 to find out. I think the Browns are easy enough pick-onable offense to get you some points, and they're very pesky. I mean, we saw them with the Packers; they got an interception off of Love. I think they can do it again against the Browns.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I got to go with the Bears as well, and I think this could be a lower scoring type of a game too. This Browns game, right? And that could play in your hands well there too. Let's get it. So we're all in agreement here, me and Teixeira. We got Kyren Williams, we got Travion Henderson, we got Jacoby Myers, we got Jerry Jeudy, and we got the Bears defense. And I hope that you win your game. Good luck on that. So we have another defensive question coming from our friend Jay Poole. Bears D, Cowboys D, or Chiefs D? So there you go, Teixeira. You got 3 to choose from. Who are you playing out of those 3?
I think I'm going to go.
You're going to stick with the Cowboys because you made some good points.
That's where I'm leaning. It's all we're on the same wavelength. Yeah, I'm going the Cowboys. I mean, I talked the Bears a little bit up, which got me a little by it. I'm sticking with the Cowboys.
Yeah, J.J. McCarthy.
It's too juicy.
You can't get Justin Jefferson more than 5 fantasy points. I gotta play. I mean, I gotta go with the Cowboys. And like you said, he's susceptible to turnovers too. Dallas, oddly enough, I know their defense sucks at times and it can be ugly, but they are a splash play type team too. That's just in their DNA. I would not be shocked if they made some kind of big play here. And again, thank you to the new subscribers, guys. Thank you to all the currents. We appreciate you. Glad to have you. We got our friend J-Dog asking, my running backs in flex are Harvey, Kyren, and Travion. I don't know if I should sub one of them out for Michael Wilson or stay put. I also have Justin Jefferson in as my wide receiver too. So there you go, Teixeira. We just talked about Justin Jefferson. If you were going to make the move, I know you too well. You're not taking out any of the running backs for Michael Wilson right now, given what the Houston matchup is. But would you consider going with Michael Wilson over Justin Jefferson?
Yes, because of the sheer passing volume that is going to Michael Wilson in that offense with Jacoby Brissett of having to throw the ball a whole heck of a lot. It's trends and patterns. The one guy is in the one version of the trajectory, the other guy's on the other way. And I think that I'd take the rougher matchup against the Texans for a safer floor game than going with Justin Jefferson with J.J. McCarthy and what could be sub double digits. I think Michael Wilson could still potentially get to double digits, whereas I am very concerned that Jefferson does, and I didn't think I'd be able to say that this late in the season.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but you look at it, right? I mean, that green light matchup against Washington was there. It was all for us. 3 points. I mean, 3 points.
Commanders are a bad defense.
I get it. Oh, yeah, and I get Justin Jefferson's a stud, but Michael Wilson, after what he's been doing, he's been too hot for me to sit, over Justin Jefferson. So, J-Dog, with the only change we make, we'd put Michael Wilson over Justin Jefferson. We keep those running backs in there. I think that's where we go for sure. We got Bob asking, pick 3, Chuba, Mason, Dwaddle, Aaron Jones, and Tracy. So here you go. We got a little rapid fire for Bob here. This is where I'm at. Give me Tyrone Tracy. Give me Aaron Jones and give me Rico Dwaddle this week. Them are the three that I'm going to go for Bob. If I had to pick three, that's where I'm at, Shara.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think I can't trust Mason enough, and I'm very leery of Chubo for some, like Dowdle, Jones, Tracy.
All right, so we are in agreement there for Bob. Hope that helps, and we appreciate that, Bob. Thank you for saying that. We are tits. I love you too, and we hope. Like I said, I want to see them new appliances. I know the DNA Strand crew wants to see.
There's
them
a couple
babies
viewers in here that want to see more
Would
Bob, so maybe we'll see him in the future.
Well, everyone wants to see more Bob.
Yeah.
Would you imagine? I mean, like we talk about the Good Hair podcast.
Yeah.
He gets on all of us for the Good Hair podcast. Yeah, Bob's something else, no doubt about it. And he is a fantasy legend, no doubt about it. But we got Cap for life. Gentlemen,
Hello.
Hi, Cap. How are you doing? Glad to have you with us. Brees Hall or Chris Rodriguez? Teixeira, we know Chris Rodriguez doing a little something with the groin. Brees Hall, I mean, just in purgatory with the New York Jets with this quarterback problem.
I'm going to stick out of these two options. I'm going to stick with my ride or die. I'm going to go with Brees Hall.
Yeah, I think so. Right. I think I have to here for Cap as well. It's the best player out of the group. And there's just simple fact that, like, when you have that, maybe he can make a big play. That's what you bank on. We don't know. The Commanders are down to, like, back up everything. I think
you're right.
They're down to the backup towel boy, the water boy. They're down to back up everything. So, unfortunately, I know the Jets are down quarterbacks, but Brees Hall's still a good player, and I will take my chances with Brees Hall. I agree. We got Jay Poole. Like I said, man, Jay Poole.
Check in with us next week. We want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it goes bad, Teixeira gets the blame. We'll put the arrow going right there. But blame it on Teixeira. That's what we're going with.
I'll take the full buzzer.
We could blame Bob. He's not here. Well, he might be here. He'll probably chime in. He could chime in. But Batman McLovin, I love it. Crazy question. I have Kincaid and Likely. Thinking of having both on my bench is Neal and Harvey. Thoughts?
Ooh.
So there you go, Teixeira. Talking about tight ends and running backs, would you rather play Neal and Harvey over Kincaid and Likely?
I will play Neal and Harvey over Kincaid and Likely. It's strangely it is. Like, I think the pass catching from Harvey could cancel out Likely, and I think that just the volume alone Neal could outplay Kincaid is the way I see it, and I'd take those two running backs over the tight ends.
He also has Dwaddle on his bench as an option. So would you consider Dwaddle over Harvey or Neal, or would you stick with Harvey and Neal?
I would stick with Harvey and Neal.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're kind of been the hot hands as of late, and we just talked about it. Like, I mean, I still believe in Rico Dwaddle. I still think he's going to be that guy. But Chuba getting a little bit of work is a little bit alarming. Bob says Jefferson will bounce back soon, in my opinion. Look, you can only keep a good man down
Bob's
so long.
Been mostly
I agree
right
with
all
that,
year,
Bob.
so Bob's got credibility.
Yeah, my only worry is I've seen that against Washington.
Oh, that was bad.
You want to talk about a deflate. Oh, it was real bad. So we have Kai and Claudia asking, non-PPR 10-man, who do you got for a flex spot between Devonta, Flowers, or Chris Rodriguez? So let me open this one up. When I'm talking about players that are boom bust, give me the matchup. Give me a guy that's kind of, what I say to Sharon. Last week I had a feeling about Zay Flowers. This week I have a feeling about Devonta Smith. I like Devonta Smith this week, low-key. Zay Flowers, we talked about it. I mean, it could be okay. He could have a solid floor type of a game, maybe 10, 12 points. But, man, oh, man, he got 0.6 against Cincinnati the last time they played. I don't want any part of this Commanders running back mess. I don't know who's going to get what. I know Rodriguez is banged up. Devonta Smith against the Raiders. Kenny Pickett is going to turn the ball over probably 20 times in this game. And I think that the Eagles are going to have it about 90% possession. So give me Devonta Smith.
You got me inspired to want to put Devonta Smith in a couple legs on some parlays tomorrow, DJ. I'll ride with you.
I just hope I don't lose your money. But let me just say, I just have.
And you've been right more often than not. When you got those feelings on players, you've been hitting them.
When you do this a long time,
you're not that old.
Really, Yeah, I mean, well, like me and Bob, we're like the oldest, so. But we have Alex asking here: would you start Mariota or Darnold over Mahomes? No, I wouldn't. I would not, Alex. Look, I mean, I think everyone's got the, and I understand has been killing everybody, right? I mean, I know it hasn't been great with the Kansas City Chiefs, but Patrick Mahomes is quarterback number 2 overall in fantasy right now. He's still getting it done for the most part. I just couldn't sleep at night knowing I put Mariota or Sam Darnold in over Patrick Mahomes. And I know Indy has been, shredded with injury, this and that, but I mean, we've seen Seattle like score 3 defensive touchdowns and Sam Darnold get 15 points or 7 points. Like, it's totally possible. And I just would rather have Mahomes. I'd rather go down with my big gun over them 2 guys. I don't know how you feel, Teixeira.
I would be tempted to start Darnold, but I think I'm going to stick with Mahomes too as well. I guess that matchup against the Chargers is just more appealing to me than the matchup against Indianapolis for the Seahawks, because this could be a game where they get up ahead early and often, and then they take the foot off the gas and start running these running backs.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get it. Why not Marks over Kyron? It's just because, look, Marks has just been too hit or miss for me, and Houston's too up and down on offense as well. I just know what I'm going to get out of Kyron Williams. Like, Blake Corum does not scare me enough to take Kyron Williams out. And Teixeira knows this is against his Detroit Lions, and he feels good about Kyron Williams. And I mean, look, there's always a possibility of a Woody Marks blow-up game, but it's just like trying to, like, where's Waldo, right? Like, where's it going to happen? Is it going to be here? Is it going to be there? And I just would rather go with the probably 17-ish type points I almost can put in the bank from Kyron Williams week in and week out, with the possibility of a ceiling there. Appreciate you, Kai. No, thank you, Kai, Claudia. Hope that helped. Bob, honestly, this week sucks. I expected a good game from Pitts, but him absolutely blowing up is ridiculous. On top of him playing a Bijan Pitt stack.
Can you imagine the blowback that Bob has to listen to if Corum has another big game this week, just from Slim, just having his 2 guys just absolutely go nuts in the playoffs?
Well, it's just like this. It's like karma's coming back on Bob. You know, he's made fun of Kyle Pitts all year, saying the only. And the irony is, he told everybody the only good games he has is against Tampa Bay. And it was like, sure enough, he had to play him a couple of times this week. So that's just the way the cookie crumbled. But I feel for you. Slim had him in a couple leagues against me because he's the only one that would draft him. And now it's working out for him. So unbelievable. I guess we all should learn a lesson. Be nice like Slim, and maybe the fantasy gods will smile down upon
they're in
us
Slim's corner this week so far.
Oh, they absolutely are. I mean, but like I told Slim, he's victory lapping just a little bit too soon. Bob says, just realize how far I'm behind the live feed. Oh, Bob, it's all good, man. We're just glad to have you with us here tonight. But we're going to be talking running back starts.
I did mine. Mine was Derrick Henry.
You did? Getting back into him as we wait more questions. Travis Etienne for me, going up against the New York Jets. I mean, he is a guy that's just been money in the bank. I mean, like, just Mr. Reliable. I'm not talking as far as like blow you away. It's just low-key good every week from Travis Etienne. And that's what I love, especially in a running back too. Like, if you're blessed enough to have, like a Jahmyr Gibbs and a Travis Etienne, that is just rolling right now, right? I mean, I like that kind of a combination. He's steady as steady can be. He's an awesome flex option if you're that lucky and that deep to have him as a flex option. Going up against the Jets, he should eat this week. Been a running back one almost the last 5 or 6 weeks, except for one. He's just been, and look, Jacksonville, this is what they want to do. They want to move the change. They want to move the chains with Jacoby Myers, and they want to run Travis Etienne. So let's get it saying, I just thought Marks had a better matchup, and Chubb is pretty much out. Kyron is sharing. Yeah, I mean, look, it's definitely good points. It's definitely good points. But like my worry is like I said with Houston, it could be anywhere. And like, do they play down a little bit on offense to their competition? And Kyron, I mean, I know he's sharing, but like he's like getting the ultimate sharing. Like, I mean, like it's all going his way still. I mean, like I know Blake Corum is cutting in, but he's still doing work. I mean, we're still talking 17-ish type points. And it's almost like a guarantee to me. Like with Woody Marks, like there's no guarantees, right?
I
Like, that's how
saw
I
Sean
feel.
McVay talking about it in an interview earlier this week about that specific question of the split with him and Corum, and he reassured us that it's just what you alluded to. They're keeping Kyron fresher for the playoffs or a deeper playoff run. He knows that Kyron's his guy. He's the main running back. We got to get Corum going to keep him fresh too in case of a scenario where he has to take on the future workload because something were to happen to Kyron, because he has been injured in the past too. He isn't invincible. So I think it's just Sean McVay playing 4D chess with the league, getting both his running backs running warmed up and cooking for the playoffs. So they're firing on all cylinders going in their matchups to hopefully make the push for the ultimate championship. And then two, let's get its credit. The Arizona Cardinals have been giving up touchdowns to the running back position nonstop for the longest time. So it does create the argument or the conversation of want to put Woody Marks out there. But I agree with you, TJ. It's just I'm not that confident in this rookie right now in the season to fire him up in my playoffs and hope for that over a guy that's been tried and true, proven and established, a running back one in our lineups for fantasy for a while.
Yeah, and it's just Houston being up and down on offense too. Like, I mean, it's just you can never really figure it out, and it's just too much on the line. Like, I think that there's a floor of 15 points with Kyron Williams. I mean, if
that's
if
a ceiling
Woody
for
Marks
me.
hits his
It's
full
14,
ceiling,
15, where Kyron's floor.
well, I mean, like I think Woody Marks' full ceiling to me could be like 20, but like my thing is, you really got to hope he hits it, right? And then my thing is too, like, and then like I think the odds of him hitting 20 points is a lot less than Kyron Williams hitting his floor of 15, right? That's kind of where I'm at. So I'll just go with the safer option, but it's definitely a good argument.
If you're feeling good about it, let's get it. Try
up.
getting Woody in your flex if that's possibly an option. If you don't have better options.
Yeah, for sure. Bob, any way in hell you start Herbert over Goff or Mahomes? I mean, look, we talked about it. The F word, the fraud word. There's like that's something that's like, and Bob used the word snake bitten, right? And I think there is. I will give him credit. I think there's a little substance to what he said, but like Mahomes is just, I get it. Like he spited us last week. I mean, against Houston, everybody's been going down. It's like down goes Frazier. Every time you play Houston, it's like going that way. And I'm not holding that against Patrick Mahomes. I would trust him. He's quarterback 2 overall right now. Rashee Rice is still rocked and ready to roll. Go ahead and give me that. Brad asks, Bob says definitely not anti-quorum. Brad asks, if a Dunze plays, start a Dunze or Brian Thomas Jr. full PPR. If a Dunze plays, I got to play him.
It pains me.
I got to play him. I mean, I think Brian Thomas Jr. is the better player. I really do. I truly believe that. Like, I think it's close, but I think Brian Thomas Jr. is better. He just does not fit with
Send him to the Packers.
Job. Yeah, it would be all right. Yeah, that'd be really good. But we're going to go with Dunze for you, Brad. Hopefully that helps. Bob says, can't possibly hold a tight end for 2 weeks.
Technically, you could.
Hopefully that helps. I went with Travis Etienne as my running back to share. As we wait more people to hop in, we'll go to you for a wide receiver start that you have for us. Go ahead.
I alluded to it. I got Jamar Chase going as my wide receiver start. I know with T. Higgins out, Joe Burrow is back. I think he's not ready to call it a season yet why he came back. And I think that my point with being a sleeping giant, I think Chase has been a little bit under targeted and under appropriated in the offense the last few weeks. And I think he for sure gets in the end zone. I got him a ceiling of 24 points and a floor of 16. It just depends on how often the Bengals will have the ball, because like I alluded to with my running back start of the week with Henry, if the Ravens are running a bunch and a whole lot, that limits the opportunities for drives for the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, I'd like to see him hit the 30 burger, but this is all going to be game script dependent. If they're playing down more often than that, they're going to be likely, but if they're up and ahead, I can see Chase Brown having a little bit more volume and opportunity. So, but regardless, I'm confident enough in Jamar Chase to finish as a wide receiver 1 this week for you in your fantasy playoffs.
Okay, I like the call out there to Shara. And we also have, for me, as my wide receiver start, it's Scary Terry. That's right, I'll hit the button. Terry McLaurin. And let me just say this. The Giants secondary is just absolutely abysmal. Marcus Mariota isn't the worst option in the world. And I do think that they're going to be in this game a little bit. I don't think it's going to set the world on fire as far as points go. But Terry has averaged 15 and a half fantasy points per game in 12 games against the New York Giants. He's absolutely been the school bully that beats them up and takes their lunch money. So scary Terry McLaurin for me this week going up against the Giants. And we talked about him a little bit during the show with some of the fans' questions, and I really like him this week. I think he's very solid. And we're going to go to tight ends here, Teixeira. Tight end start that you have for us for week 15, round one of the playoffs. Who do you like this week?
I like me some George Kittle against these Tennessee Titans with Brock Purdy back and throwing the ball around. I think that this is a too juicy of a matchup for your fantasy playoffs. On the side of the tie bet with you, I think I lean more George Kittle than I do Travis Kelce this week as far as finishes. But contrary to my rankings, I have Kelce above Kittle, but I just think that Kittle can get the 23-point ceiling here in a floor of 18, and I like his chances of finding the end zone. He does really well at home games, I've noticed, so I think his chances are often good that he can finish the overall as a tight end one this week.
Yeah, I think he definitely has a great chance to. And, I love it. I'd love to win that bet and really rub it into Ty, be like this. Like smarty pants. See, how do you like that? Like, I'm telling him disrespecting George Kittle. I can't believe he's disrespecting a veteran player like that. But the matchup for so many 49ers this week going up against Tennessee Titans is so good to pass up. I mean, no disrespect to Shador. Very happy with what I've seen. But, man, oh, man, if he could do that against that team, just think what Kyle Shanahan could do against that team. It's going to be interesting as far as scheming up offensive weapons. We have Kevin asking, who you fellas starting? Full PPR, Zay Flowers, Ken Walker, or Kyle Monangai? So there you go, Teixeira. Go ahead and give me one there. If you're going to start one, are you going to play for the mythological, elusive Kenneth Walker touchdown that so many hope for? Or are you going to play for the fact that I don't have a good feeling about Zay this week, or are you going to go with your guy?
In this scenario, I go with my guy. You don't have the feeling on Zay this week. We all know that Ken Walker is the turd, and I'm rolling with my guy. Believe in him, guys. Start Kyle Monangai with confidence. It's his backfield. Swift is just living in it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kyle Monangai as well here for Kevin. I think that's just too, it's almost double-digit points consistent. I know it's full PPR, but man, that just and I was so happy to see what Zay Flowers did the last time, he was. But man, oh man, 0.6 against Cincinnati the first time he played him. I don't think Lightning will strike twice. I do think he plays better, but I think that there's a solid chance that Monangai could score this week. I really do, and I got to go that route. So hopefully that helps. Kells is asking Devin Neal or Kenneth Walker. Pick one. Devin Neal for me, Kells, fairly easily.
Absolutely.
Do you agree?
I'm taking Nudi's boy, Devin Neal.
Okay, so double Devin Neal for Kells. Hopefully that helps. We're going to go to my tight end that I'm going to be starting here for week 15, round one of the playoffs. It's a guy that's really let us down, and it's one of them people that it's like now or never. Give me Mark Andrews for the Baltimore Ravens to score a touchdown this week against the Cincinnati Bengals. This is another one he's historically done extremely well against the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm going to bank on history. I'm going to bank on the fact it's been a while since he's visited the end zone, really done much. Now, it's obvious we could say the big boys, right? But, this is more for the people out there that have a couple options. They ain't sure where to go. I feel good about, if I had to play Mark Andrews, I feel good about it this week. So I will go with Mark Andrews and take a chance and feel good about it. Kells is starting George Kittle. Do you start Tyler Warren or Kenneth Walker? Ricky Pearsall, Blake Corum in the flex. So there you go, Teixeira. You're going to start George Kittle. Who are you going to put in your flex there?
I want to say Tyler Warren, but I can't. I can't eat Taco Bell this week. I'm going to go. Oh, man. I'm going to Blake Corum.
You're going Blake Corum and you don't have
a good it's either that or Kenneth Walker, and I don't want two buzzers in one night.
So in this scenario, I do think I will go
You
Tyler
do?
Warren. In this
It's just the
scenario,
Seahawks is just
yes,
it scares the hell out of me.
I know it does, but against tight ends, they ain't the strongest. I mean, that's kind of like maybe their one Achilles heel. And if you think about it, right, Philip Rivers, 44 years old, he's going to be trying to get the ball out quick. I mean, you got to think, too, that Steichen will think of a way to try to get the ball in his hands somewhat, right? And I just don't trust Kenneth Walker, Ricky Pearsall. It's just, I mean, the 49ers pass catchers, you already have Kittle. I don't trust another 49er pass catcher really outside of him too much. Jennings is probably my next guy I would trust. And Blake Corum, it's tough against Detroit to run the ball, to share as far as like rushing the ball. I like Kyren Williams as far as catching the ball and possibly a touchdown scorer. But man, oh man, just straight up rushing, it's going to be a little bit tough. So I think I will take the chance.
I think
Tyler
that's what we should
Warren
tell Kels to
and
do.
go.
Just I think the strategy of starting two tight ends has worked up to this point for us this season. That I think you can take the chance on Warren over Corum. I just, man, just got to pray he gets in the end zone.
It's tough. Yep, I mean that's what it comes down to. But I think I'm willing to take that chance. But I think that Warren can still maybe, just maybe,
if he
have
can
a
do it against
floor
these
of that
Seahawks
10-ish
with Philip
points.
Rivers, I mean, Jesus, good Tyler Warren to the moon.
Could be some garbage time though, too, right? Could be some garbage. So that's what we hope for. So, Cal, I think we're going to lean Tyler Warren in a tough situation there for you. We'll go that direction. But okay, here we go, Teixeira. We're going to go over to the dreaded sits for Week 15. We have a quarterback sit coming from
For
you.
me,
who is it?
We just saw this defense put Iceman in his place in the tundra. Intercepted the ball, kept him under 200 yards, only let him have one touchdown because you're just being nice. They're just being nice. Bo Nix, sit him against his Packers defense at home. Broncos passing game, it's been flashy at times, but it's not consistent enough. And at this point in the season, I want consistency in my lineup. And I don't think Bo Nix, he hasn't been providing much with his legs that he was at the beginning of the season. And that's really hindered most of his performances, not having that rushing upside. He's been staying in the pocket, being more of that perennial Drew Brees-like quarterback that Sean Payton so desperately wants to revitalize in his offensive scheme. And I just don't trust the Cortland Suttons of the world, the Marvin Mims, the Troy Franklins, and the Pat Bryants. It's been a nice story this year, but they're a little too inconsistent for my taste. And I think that if the Packers were able to keep Caleb Williams and that Bears offense out of the end zone, I think they're more than capable of keeping the Broncos and that passing attack out of the end zone, even though they're on the road with a tall order ahead of them.
Yeah, and I can't blame you, right? I really can't blame you for going that direction. And I think that you got to be careful in a game like that. That could just be one of them slugfesty type games. We're talking 20 to 25 points at the most, kind of split the difference. And if RJ Harvey gets lucky and breaks one, that's going to cut into Bo Nix. I mean, there's a lot of different things that could go. Defensive touchdowns in a game like that, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, I don't hate that at all. Teixeira Kells is asking, Trevor Lawrence or J.J. McCarthy? Pretty easily Trevor Lawrence for me, Kells, at this point. I mean, J.J. McCarthy's a guy that we were really super hoping for that we could get some kind of better production out of. It just hasn't happened, hasn't materialized. You can't get Justin Jefferson going. I mean, the Jets are a team that are kind of a shell, and I think if Trevor Lawrence is going to be a guy that could be a solid quarterback two-ish type option this week in a super flex league, even a quarterback one, if I had to pick between these two guys, I think there's a lot more ceiling possibility there with Trevor Lawrence against the Jets, just given everything we've seen with J.J. McCarthy.
Perfectly worded out. Couldn't say it better myself, and I'll add to it a little bit where I think that Trevor Lawrence's floor is that 16 points. I think that J.J.'s ceiling for this week is at 12 to 16, where I can see Lawrence in that matchup get to between 16 to 24.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to go T-Law for you there, Kells. And I'm going to go to my quarterback that I'm going to be sitting down here in Week 15. It absolutely kills me because this guy and me have been hand in hand, friendly as can be. But, he's proved me right every week. But this week, I just don't have a good feeling about it. It's Jacoby Brissett going up against the Houston Texans. At some time, Cinderella, the clock's going to strike midnight, right? And like this is a time for fantasy production for Jacoby Brissett that I do not have a great feeling about going up against the Houston Texans. You got to think about it. The Texans shut down Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, right? They shut them both down. So like that does not give me a good train of thought when I think about Jacoby Brissett. I think there'll be better days for him. It just isn't this week. I mean, if you get some garbage time, maybe, but I think he's going to be more of a 14-ish type scorer this week. I could see that. And maybe miss out on one of his quarterback one performances. But I do love Jacoby Brissett, and I think he will be back, but just not this week. I think this week's a little too tough. But Jared is asking, Judkins, Singletary, or Hubbard start one in the flex. So there you go, Teixeira, starting one of them running backs. Who's it going to be?
Give me Jared Quinshon Judkins.
Q is RB1 for you, Teixeira says. I think I have to agree because like he's the only guy for sure it's going to touch the ball the most out of these players. Right? That's another thing. Like Chuba Hubbard, it could be good, but we know Rico Dwaddle's there. We don't know for sure what's going to happen. There's no guarantees. I think that Singletary, we're going to see a lot more Tracy there, and he's the better player in my opinion as well, Tracy. And Judkins is going to be the only show and tell in there for the Browns. Again, thanks for the new subscribers, guys. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Getting closer to that 300, and everybody helps, and we're so glad to have the current people that we have. Big thanks to everybody. You guys are the best. But we have another question coming in here from Justin. Harvey or Henderson? Harvey or Henderson? PPR.
Yes.
This is a good one. Yeah, so who are you going to go with here for Justin?
I'm really bullish on Henderson this week. I think that Buffalo defense is very susceptible to the run specifically, and they're not very good at shutting down that aspect of opposing offenses. And I think that this is the game. This is the game for the AFC East right here. I think that Henderson is going to more than a lot hit his ceiling, where I think Harvey's a safer floor play.
I agree. And the thing is, too, like Green Bay is tough against the run. And I've said it a million times, like Harvey is a phenomenal option when he's going up in a good matchup just because of volume, when he's going to see his big playability. I think that could be cut down in a game like this. Henderson is a necessary piece for the Patriots in a game against Buffalo, as Teixeira said. So, yes, Teixeira, I agree with you. Give me Henderson as well for Justin on that first one, but a very good question. And then he has DK or Michael Wilson. So here you go. We just talked about Jacoby Brissett. DK Metcalf is a guy that really come on last week, but man, the Steelers offense is tough to trust. Who are you going to go with there, Teixeira?
I am going to go with, off of your point you made earlier about DK and the Steelers offense, scoring opportunities are low to at a minimum, and that offense tends to go through tight ends and the running game. I like to take the chance on Michael Wilson's floor than risk DK ceiling with whatever Aaron Rodgers we see this weekend. So I'm going to keep staying the fire, so to speak, and go with Michael Wilson.
Stay in the fire. I'm with you. As much as I'm worried about Jacoby Brissett and these Arizona Cardinals, in this scenario, I don't trust the Steelers. I mean, being a fan, Teixeira can back me up on this. I've been on the podcast for 3 years. I've said I don't trust Steeler assets, and I'm not going to start until changes are made. So, I mean, if I'm going to have it down to where my season's on the line, give me the guy that's been hotter as of late. And I think that there's still a possibility of 10 to 12 points for Michael Wilson, even as bad as it could be, volume-based, he could get there, right? DK Metcalf, it's anybody's guess. And then Michael Wilson could get a fluke touchdown or something like that as well. So that's a possibility. So we have Kel's asking, Kincaid or Jawan Johnson? So there you go, Teixeira. A couple guys that can really help you or hurt you. You know, either way, they're famous for that, right? So if you had to pick one, who are you going to
I'm doing this one for Wiz. I'm going Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good matchup, right? And it just seems like to me that Devin Neal and Chris Olave are the guys now in this offense. I don't trust Jawan. It's straight. Like, the thing is with Kincaid, he can bail you out with pass catching enough with receptions, this and that. With Jawan Johnson, it's almost touchdown or bust. I mean, it's not like that all the time, but it usually is like that. You're in that kind of scenario. So give me Kincaid as well. No problem, Justin. Thank you. thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hopping in and asking your question. We're so happy to have you. And anyone that has any question, anytime, feel free to ask. And again, you guys are the best current new subscribers. I mean, you guys are all awesome. And we're week one of the playoffs. We talk about to share. We wait all year for this. I mean, here it is, and everything's on the line. If we can help you guys, we'll be glad to. But I believe we're coming over here to my quarterback sit as we await some more. In. Oh no, I did Jacoby Brissett. That's right. I talked about that. Yes. So let's go ahead and go to running back sits to share. You're trying to put me back on the clock, but it's on you, my friend. Running back sit for week 15. Who are you putting on the bench?
I think I'm going to have to just, give a little pause and put a little water on Slim's fire this week. I'm gonna go on the Bob side of this trash truck. I'm gonna go out in the back. I'm gonna grab our special Las Vegas Raiders trash bag that we like to use and fill it up with Mr. Ashton Genty going up against these Philadelphia Eagles. I think that the recipe of a angry Philly team that is going to be having plenty of opportunity to drive and throw the ball around, score touchdowns. It's just a negative game script for Genty in this Raiders offense. I don't know what Kenny Pickett looks like with Ashton Genty back there, or how that scheme is going to look with another week of no Chip Kelly. It's a tall order to ask of Ashton Genty to hit the 20-point mark this week. I think I'm going to have him at a ceiling of 14 and a floor of 10 points. I think that it's going to be a tough trek to try to get to the century mark. And if he finds his way in the end zone, it's a probably less than 50% chance. So I think he's going to have to do it off volume.
Yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate. And this keeps reoccurring for Jenny, right? And we give Bob credit because he said at the start of the season it was going to be like this. And it's only getting worse. Now you got Kenny Pickett. Yep. As you said to Shara, I mean, everything's going up against this kid. Too bad. Really like Ashton Genty as far as like the players' overall talent. Just in a terrible, terrible situation. And it's only going to get worse in a week like this. And it could be like Miraji, right? Everyone remembered everyone running against the Eagles and things like that. And they think it's just going to happen. But like as bad as Vegas offense has been, their offensive line in general, it just ain't going to happen. I don't see it happen. And I'm with you. So I'm going to go to my running back start here, or running back sit here, I should say. Definitely don't start this guy. Definitely. And Tashera can agree with me. And it's another player that breaks my heart when we talk about sits. And it's just a guy you can't trust. And he used to be a guy you could always trust. But in this type of scenario where we're at right now, I can't. It's David Montgomery going up against the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, it's just all opportunity based, right? I mean, he's averaged eight opportunities, carries, and targets per game over the last month. I mean, it's Jahmyr Gibbs' show.
We all asked for it too. The matchup we all wanted it.
Oh yeah, we all wanted it. We all asked for it, and I cannot trust David Montgomery with everything on the line. And that's weird for me to say because for so many years you could, but right now you just can't do it. The matchup, the opportunities, everything's against him. If I have so many other options, I'm going to go that direction. Maybe something happens. I mean, really, in a way, maybe getting out of Detroit might be good for him in some scenario. I know that kills you, Tashera, but from a fantasy standpoint, maybe that's the best thing. But, hey, we asked for it. Dan said he didn't want to run his Ferrari like a dump truck, but now he is. So he's in that mode. But let's get into some receiver sits, Tashera. Receiver sit for week 15. Who's riding the pine
this is a whole culmination of this all season long. If you followed with us, stayed along with us. If you're just tuning in now, no. I sold all my shares of this guy, and I was happy for it because the receiving end I got of it was a Rashee Rice, and I was so happy because it's come to fruition. It's paid off for me. Ladd McConkey of the Los Angeles Chargers, I'm sitting him down this week. I just don't think that the Chargers are going to break through in the passing game versus this Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. They're going to be playing backs against the wall. They're going to all in, all out, and I think they're going to put the emphasis on shutting down Justin Herbert and not letting them beat him through the air. The only path of success I see for Ladd is busting a big play over the top or getting a quick, short yardage touchdown for 4 yards, and that's his day. I think he's got a ceiling of 12 and a floor of 8. And just trends and patterns as of lately, he's not really wowing me or impressing me by any means. That whole Chargers offense is just leaving me confused and disappointed, and I want no part of Lad McConkey this week.
Yeah, unfortunate enough. And, the Chiefs so many people are like, oh, the Chiefs ain't going to they're not that kind of run organization.
Yep.
They will play this game tough. Like, it doesn't really matter where they're sitting at in the standings. If they're in, they're out. Like, I just don't see them laying down, especially to a division foe who helped cost them the playoffs. Right. So I think this is going to be a little bit tough, a little bit of a gritty back alley type of a game. And I do like Patrick Mahomes more than Justin Herbert in this game. I will say that flat out. I really do. Because it just seems like when Justin Herbert has a lot to play for, he shrivels up. You know what I mean? And it feels like whenever Patrick Mahomes has something like a chip on his shoulder, he can really produce for you. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't blame you there, Teixeira. And Teixeira, Bob wants to know what's your guess on Hutchinson's stat.
Okay. I'll give him 4 pressures, 2 quarterback hits, a sack and a half, and maybe a tackle for loss.
Ooh, so you're feeling real good about Hutchinson creating some havoc.
I'm feeling good about it. For the most, I don't think he's going to create any turnovers, but I think he's going to disrupt that passing game for the Rams just enough where it's going to create the clock to speed up on Matt Stafford, and it just takes one time because the trends with Aiden Hutchinson is when he gets more often than not when he's able to finally break through and get to the quarterback once in a game, it happens in bunches. So I think that's about an average stat line for him to have this week. Not a big boom ceiling game, but definitely not a busty game. I think this is going to be one of those games he does well for himself, and he could be the difference maker on that defense for them.
Okay, so there you have it, Bob. He's feeling good about Aiden Hutchinson this week. To share is we have Steven asking Michael Wilson, Tet, Wandale, pick 2. It's half PPR. We got to pick 2 there to share a half PPR. Where are you going to go with? I know Tet's one of them. Who's the other one? I know Tet was the first one I looked at. Like, yeah, I'm going Tet. But who's the second choice there for you?
I like the upside of Wandale. He's my flex of the week at the wide receiver position in my rankings. And I think that with Dart coming back, that's really going to help get him to reach his ceiling to a point where I feel more comfortable throwing him out there than looking for the floor that I get with Wilson and his volume. Like, I think Wandale's likelihood of getting into the end zone or 6+ receptions is more so the case with Dart at quarterback this week than Michael Wilson. And I like pairing him with the Tet because the Tet could be my floor, steady Eddie kind of start. And I think Wandale is the upside play.
Okay, so I'm going to agree with you. Going to go with Wandale as well for my second one for Steven there. And the matchup is good, right? So there's no problem with that. I just really, this Houston thing with Michael Wilson, it's a killer. It had to be Houston for Arizona this week. It really is, because I think he'd be fire-upable in all kinds of formats and settings. So we're going to go for Tet and Wandale for you, Steven. Hopefully that helps. I'm in agreement with Teixeira. Aldo asks, half PPR, Devin Neal, Jacoby Myers, Travion, or Yosevos. If you had to take one, you notice I said, very good pronunciation there, Yosevos. So I said, I got that one down there. So if it's half PPR, I know you're already looking towards maybe a running back. Is it Devin Neal? Is it Travion Henderson?
It comes down to Travion or Devin Neal for me, and I just think I like the better player and the better offense and the better situation and the game that's projected with the higher over-under, so the opportunity for points is there to score, and I'm going to go Travion Henderson.
Okay, Travion Henderson for Teixeira. I'm going to lean
I like
Devin
it, though.
Neal.
Like, it's close for me. It's not a huge gap.
It's not that Travion's definitely the better player, but it's all volume based, right? I mean, like, the simple fact that, like, we just don't know for sure. Like, I mean, we should let Travion Henderson unleash hell every week, but Mike Vrabel don't do that, right? Like, it's not in his DNA. It's not what he's done. The last 3 weeks, we've seen a 74, 82, 71% snap share for Devin Neal. Another green light matchup. I mean, every time he's touched the ball double-digit times, he's guaranteed a floor of 12-ish points. So, I mean, I think that it's just too enticing. I think that, Travion could absolutely blow up, but the fact that they could hinder him The per snap share is going to be in
Mhm.
Devin Neal's favor. I think that what Travion's ceiling could be potentially Devin Neal's floor this
Mhm.
week, right? If that makes sense. And I think that there could still be a little bit bigger ceiling there for Devin Neal. So going to go Devin Neal for me, Aldo. Teixeira's going to go with Travion. And I don't
Mhm.
mind that either. I mean, it's just like, who do you think's going to
Yeah,
have the
for the
better day,
community,
right?
so they
That's what it
know
comes
that
down.
for those of you that haven't been following with us as long, but ones that have, and TJ, it's just Travion is his guy. So if he's picking Neal over Travion, that should speak volumes and where his confidence meter is at in this week for his matchup.
Yeah, it's just like Devin Neal 1 week. Like I said, I just put that in the back of your mind because I love Travion Henderson. I do. It's like I will go to bat for that guy every day, including Sunday. So, but Devin Neal, I feel good about with Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. But very good
I
question
would
from
add to it
Aldo.
though if he can start
Bob
both. Try to.
You maybe could sneak him in there. Yeah, it might not be a bad decision either. I like that, Teixeira. Bob says Mason, Hubbard, Addison, or Hollins. So there you go, Teixeira. If you had to start one out of that group of players,
I know who I want to say, and that's Addison, but I don't know if I can feel comfortable doing that. I think I'll go Hubbard in the matchup with the Saints. I'll take the split that he's getting with Dowdle there and hope he falls in the end zone, because that's my deciding factor here. Whether they get the volume opportunities, I think the guy more likely to fall in the end zone this week is Hubbard over Addison.
Ride the old Mo train, right? And I agree with you. Mo is with Chuba Hubbard right now, and I think I'm going to go that direction as well. I would love to start Jordan Addison, but whenever Justin Jefferson can't even get points, it's like almost impossible for anyone else. So, I mean, I got to go that same direction with you, Teixeira. I'm going to go Chuba Hubbard for Bob there. My wide receivers sit, or should I say sits, and I do this show. I am sitting every Indianapolis Colts pass catcher not named Tyler Warren. Right? I mean, so anyone else, if you want to come on
you're
down,
gone. You're gone.
Alex Pierce, yeah, and it breaks my heart. Michael Pittman, I told him, look, man, it's okay. We'll be back on track. But this year, the Colts have gotten into this bad juju again. It screwed my boy, Michael Pittman, but it's okay. And my mom says,
put him in the bag,
flex
Bob.
options. It's okay. I think Chuba could do good for you, Bob, this week. I really do in this kind of a matchup. But Michael Pittman, it kills me. All the Colts pass catchers, it's not good this week with Phillip Rivers. We don't even know what's going to happen. And it's Seattle on top of it, right? You couldn't get a cupcake like Tennessee or somebody like that. It had to be Seattle. So I don't trust any Colt wide receivers. Tyler Warren, if I'm desperate enough in certain situations, I'm going to play him because I have to. I'm going to ride with my best players, but I can't do it in this scenario with the Colts receivers. I think they're almost undesirable across the board. So no Colts receivers for me this week to share. Let's get into some tight end sits. Tight end sit for week 15. Who are you
I was
sitting
listening
down?
to the deep dive and the triple threat earlier this week. Both good shows. You guys should check them out if you're new and see our back catalog of that. And you really talked me into this Seattle Seahawks situation with the tight end position, as far as like looking back at it and not performing up to standards with those guys. And even though in a juicy matchup with these Colts, I'm going to stay away from AJ Barner. I think it's more of a fiction than it is fact with his performances and what he's been able to do with Sam Darnold this year. I think, he's eaten into the JSN production, but you can't keep a good dog down for long. And I think that JSN is going to still remain the alpha on that offense. And for Barner, you're really hoping for a touchdown, and I just don't see it coming. I don't think he'll be necessary for this week. So for that, I'm not getting cute. My lineup with my tight end position, staying away from AJ Barner.
Don't blame you. And when you play Barner, you're really, really hoping for that touchdown 9 times out of 10, right? And that is a tough position to be in. We have Sauce God Trent. I love that. Jameson Williams or Travion Henderson. Now it's full PPR era. You want to talk about boom bust potential? Here you go, man. And these two players maybe better than anybody. Who do you like here for Sauce?
Man, I think I'm going to still lean Henderson because of the volume I don't think that Goff is going to be providing in the passing game. Yes, they might be getting down in the game and trailing, but Dan Campbell has shown his hand is even when they're doing that, they're not being scared away from the run. And I stand by where I think that Goff could throw for tops 30 times. I'm more leaning 20 to 25 times in this game because I think the Rams are going to control possession. They're going to control the tempo, the pace of this game, and dictate it. And we've seen it from Goff before. If he doesn't get in a rhythm or he doesn't get enough pass protection or comfortability in that pocket, he's not mobile enough to make decisions that are beneficial for the team. And I think that Jameson's potential for more of a boomy bust year is likely than Travion Henderson, which is oddly enough, has a safer floor in his matchup than Jameson in his.
Let me say this. I'm going to go Jameson.
You're feeling spicy.
Well, I mean, the last, 4 or 5 weeks, he's been a wide receiver 1 every week. I mean, like I know the matchup isn't like, I mean,
the defense scares me. That secondary of the Rams is second to the Texans.
But it's green light against wide receivers, right? So that's one thing to look at. I think the more concern is for you guys is, can you guys keep Jared Goff upright?
Yep.
Like, can you keep him standing? That is the big thing. But my thing is, man, oh man, with no Sam Laporta, Jameson Williams just turns into a different type of animal in this team.
It's true.
I mean, it's just it's unbelievable. He gets so much unlocked when Sam Laporta goes away. It's almost like, it's like necessity for you guys to throw him the ball. So I got to go with Jameson Williams in a full PPR standpoint. And look, I still feel like there's a floor 12 points there. I really do. And I feel like, man, oh man, like his tendency to just blow the lid off, and he can do it. He could absolutely do it. And I just don't trust Mike Vrabel in a full situation with Travion. I don't. I think that if Travion was the only guy there, I knew it for a fact, I would play Travion. He was getting 80%, 70% of the snap share. It just doesn't work that way for him. And it works good for the Patriots. It just doesn't work good for fantasy. So I will go Jameson Williams sauce. I hope that helps. I know Teixeira and I are coming from different standpoints.
It's close.
It's very, very close. And it's just full PPR. I think I'll play the receiver. Thanks again. Like I said, new subscribers, current people, you guys are the best. I appreciate that. Every time I see it, I just want to chime in and say that you guys are awesome. Thanks for joining us. Bob is here. Sit quarterback Sanders, running back Jenny, obviously, wide receiver the Chicago Browns group, tight end Bowers. Bob's
damn. Thank you, Bob, for his start sits. I appreciate that.
Well, Bob, thank you, Sauce. Hope that helps, my friend.
Thank you, Sauce.
But no, Bob is going heavy sitting Raiders. No surprise there whatsoever. No confidence in Kenny Pickett. I can't believe that from
Can't
Bob.
Believe it.
Booty, Mr. Booty, because I'm nasty.
Hey, if Kenny Pickett proves us wrong this week, I want to see on the culture shock you put on 2 gloves for the show.
There you go. He might do it. So we have a tight end sit here coming from me, and my tight end sit is going to be the same game Teixeira said as far as his quarterback sits.
Okay.
I'm going Evan Ingram against the Green Bay Packers. Look, I mean, outside of Cortland Sutton right now, I just do not trust really anyone with the Broncos week to week. I know I'm getting about 12 from Sutton usually. I'm okay with trusting that. Green Bay is very, very tough. I think this could be a snooze fest of a type of a game. We talked about that to share, especially if Josh Jacobs is out, right? This could be a snooze festy type of game. And Evan Ingram has been so roller coastery, more down than up this year. I'm not trusting him with everything on the line. I would rather easily play Mark Andrews over Evan Ingram this week and not think twice about it. Bob says Pickett sucks. Seriously, Butte or Pearsall?
Oh, it was a question. I'll go Butte. I'll go Booty.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're talking boom bust. I mean, Booty is one of the kings of that. And Pearsall has not even really been that floor type of guy we've hoped for in this offense. So give me Mr. Booty, Bob. I agree. But Teixeira, here we go. It's the Dabble Fantasy Starts and Sit of the Week, brought to you by Dabble Fantasy. As everyone knows, Dabble Fantasy sponsors Dynasty DNA. If you guys want to use it as a first-time user, use the promo code DNA4 and you'll get a $10 in free play. All kinds of great stuff they got going over there. Player props, this and that. I mean, different games, everything on the line. You can place your bets. Go over there, join Dabble Fantasy. We'd love to have you. Get your dabble on with Dynasty DNA. Use that promo code DNA4. Tashara, here you go. You have a Dabble Fantasy start of the week for me. What do you have?
My Dabble Fantasy start of the week is the man who came back from a terrible year last year to bring us to where we are at this point. You got to stick with him. I know he's popped up on the injury report recently, but he's got your back this week, and you should rely on him. It's Mr. Christian McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers. Set him and forget him. I know the injury designation is there, but I don't think he's sitting this game. I think he's playing, and I think he'll have a big game for you. I got a ceiling of 28 points and a floor of 22. You got to start him in a must-win in your playoffs. There's no way I can feel, unless if they say he's done, he's out. If there's any question about it, you got to start him this week. He's my Dabble Fantasy start of the week.
Okay, I like it, and I respect it, Tashara. Now, Bob asked, Chig or Barner?
Oh, God.
Your response to that is everything.
God. Drop Chig and pick up Gunnar Helm?
Maybe if he's available, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, I know I said he's my sit of the week, but of these two options, I think you got to play him over Chig.
Okay, so you're going to go with Barner, and I agree. If I had to play one or the other, I'm going to play Barner.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you, Tashara. Hopefully, Bob, you could sneak by on that one, Bob.
Yeah.
Get the W there. But we're going to go over to my Dabble Fantasy start of the week, and it's going to be a guy that, I always have had a little bit of faith in. He's coming on. We mentioned him a few times during this show. Tashara said it's his flex of the week. It's Wan'Dale Robinson this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're on this.
Talk me into it. Tell me about it.
Well, the Commanders have been killed by wide receivers. Jackson Dart really has to throw to him and Theo Johnson out of necessity. There is no one else. And I think that he's going to have a good game. And we talk about Wan'Dale Robinson. He could be a little hit or miss too, no doubt about it. But wide receiver 15 this year. And, this was a guy that we talked about all offseason long as far as we want to try to get our hands on him. He sees so many targets. But he's just, what I love about him is it's always 12 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's almost the new Jacoby Myers, right? He's almost the new Jacoby Myers. He's getting close to that, right?
He's looking at the closet. He doesn't have the jacket yet, but he's looking at the closet.
He's getting close. And I tell you, that's what I love about it. I mean, he just puts me in that mind, that ilk of Jacoby Myers. You can always count on him. But in this game right here, I mean, I could see him having a good one. And I think it's all out of necessity. So give me Wan'Dale Robinson this week. Dabble Fantasy, start of the week, especially in your flexes, Tashara said. If you have that, then you have such a great team and you're blessed. I'm going that route. Now, Tashara, Dabble Fantasy, sit of the week. Who do you have for us? Who's the rotten apple on the truck for you this week?
Might be low-hanging fruit, but it's going to be really cold fruit because the weather in this game is going to be the pivotal factor in the deciding edge to why I have this guy as my sit of the week. And that is not Kate. It is Shedeur Sanders of the Cleveland Browns, quarterback. I think that the Bears defense is going to put Shedeur on ice for a week. That hype, that fire that he's been building with these stacked performances and keeping these Browns competitively on offense is going to come to an end this week against the Bears in Chicago. Frigid temperatures, not very conducive for passing the ball. It's going to be hard to throw it. It's going to be hard to hold it. And I just think that temper your expectations with him. I got a ceiling of 16 points and a floor of 10 coming from Shedeur Sanders. I think this is one of those plays with caution. If you can, pivot elsewhere. But second to Jacoby Brissett, I think this is the second dangerous quarterback to play in your lineups in fantasy in the first round of your playoffs. Relying on a rookie to get you through in the next round in a bad matchup is not a recipe for success.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. And I think a lot of people are just really banking on the fact that, he has such a huge game. I think people come to expect it. There's still a young player, right? I talk about that a lot. mean, I've never been a huge fan. We'll see how it goes, but this is a tough ask this week in general. Look, I would love to see the over-under in this, but this could be a good under type of game. No doubt about it. But we know Bob and Teixeira, the acrylic assassin, is on the sideline in Chicago.
I should have said Caleb. Now you're making me want to have said Caleb.
I had to get you guys going. You both are still in here. But going over to my Dabble Fantasy sit of the week, and it's a guy, like this one kills me, right? Because he is
it
a
Caleb?
Guy,
Please be Caleb.
No, it ain't Caleb. No, it ain't Caleb. This guy I trust a lot of times, right? I mean, he's a guy I draft a lot all over the place. He usually very rarely lets me down. He's more of a guy that I get later. Hunter Henry going up against the Buffalo Bills this week. The Bills have allowed the second fewest fantasy points per game to the tight end position this season. They've only allowed 2 touchdowns, 2 tight ends. And let me just tell you right now, 2 touchdowns to tight ends, that's what Hunter Henry does. That was what makes him super effective. And, Bob brought up Kayshon Boutte. We talked about Stephon Diggs. I just think then Travion Henderson, the running backs, I just think this is more of their type of game than it's a Hunter Henry type of game, right? No disrespect.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy for him. The last time he played Buffalo, he had 6 points. And it's a killer, man. It's a killer. I just think if the touchdown's off the board, it's going to be very hard for Hunter Henry this week. But there will be better days for my guy, Hunter Henry. And we have Ken saying, thoughts on Fannin versus Chicago. Does he get 20-plus points? So here you go, Teixeira. You just talked about Shedeur Sanders a little bit. What's your thoughts on Fannin going up against Chicago? Do you like a ceiling there for him this week?
He could get close to 20, but I just don't think he's going to make it to 20. He's really going to have to put Shedeur on his back if he's going to get 20 points. I think he's going to bail out Shedeur in a lot of plays because we've seen his athletic ability, his fight, his effort. He's not the greatest size player on the field, but he's got the biggest heart and he's got the biggest tenacity. And I think that he will get close to 20 points. I don't see him getting over 20 points this week. No, unfortunately, Kenan.
I mean, it's entirely possible. Though. This guy, and you know how I feel about Harold Teixeira. You know how I feel about him.
Me too.
But conditions, the teams playing each other, the passing games. Let me say this. I think 15, in my opinion.
Number, like 14 to 16. So.
I think that is entirely possible, right? Like, I would not be shocked whatsoever, but 20 or more is asking a lot. But I'm not saying it can't be done by Harold Fannin because he is the kind of guy, given his makeup, his athletic ability, the fact that Shedeur really likes him, he is really the number 1 pass catching option in this offense. He easily could do it, but the question is, I don't know, the odds are a little too far for me, but I'm not saying it can't be done by Fannin. 14 to 16, I'd feel really good about. I would say that. I would feel really good about that. But what a great episode, Teixeira. Continuing the march into the fantasy playoffs. We'll be with you guys every step of the way. And he says, I need big games from Dak, JT, JSN, Lamb.
Ooh.
Look, I mean, I know that them are some tough matchups, and JT, especially now losing Daniel Jones, that's tough. JSN, I still think will do it just because JSN's been doing it against everybody. But Dak and Lamb might be a little tough against Minnesota. But it might be a little bit tough.
We're rooting for you, Ken, and I think that there's a strong shot. I think there's a greater than 50% chance that this can hit for you.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope for him. I mean, everyone wants to go into that second round. We're pulling for everybody. But great episode. We continue to the march to 300 subscribers. We appreciate everybody. We're getting so close. We're 8 away. We're knocking on the door. It's all because of the DNA Strand crew. You guys are the best. And if you do enjoy the content and you want to check out other shows, follow us on Spotify, Apple Pod, Stitcher, Amazon, any of the big podcasting platforms, Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast. You can find us over there. We do 3-4 shows a week. We talk about this stuff. We love to have you guys join us over there. And if you want to check us out on Twitter, follow us on Twitter at DynastyDNA_. Check out the Facebook page if you guys are Facebookers. Teixeira has been killing it over there. Putting up a lot of his stuff, a lot of insight, a lot of knowledge, a great place to be. Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast Network. Join us over there on Facebook. You can find us and all kinds of great info over there as well. Listen, I know I speak for Teixeira, myself, everybody here at the Dynasty DNA Network when we say, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend ahead of you, first of all. Good luck in all your playoff matchups, guys. Go get those W's. Get into the next round. We're pulling for you. And join us for the morning show, the Dynasty DNA morning show. We'll be here right around 11 a.m. Eastern time. Any questions you guys have, anything extra you want to ask us, we'll be available. We'll be happy to answer it. Have a great night. Enjoy it. Tashara, we'll see them all on the next episode of Stardom Sit 'em Saturday.